It's StarCraft
What's up?
time, baby.
StarCraft Town boys.
Let's
I
go.
I'm really looking forward to the group stages now. Now we've kind of weeded out some of the, you know, and now we got a lot of really good games coming up for us, pretty much for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, it's a stacked lineup, honestly. Like, yeah, sure. Like round 24, there's always the people who make it in. You're like, this should be fun. But I mean, in a best of one format, you never know what's gonna happen. Even with the people, where you're
Absolutely.
like, like
Yeah,
today, our
absolutely.
guy Fear. Sorry.
No, you're good. No, I'm 100% with you on that one. I'm a big fan of best of ones. I used to hate it. So I used to be like, oh, well, best of one, the better player is not always going to win. Which now that I've like been playing a lot of StarCraft more recently, I'm like, okay, yeah, I like best of one because the better player doesn't always win. So
Yeah, it's what makes it so exciting. On the one hand, you're
yeah,
like, oh man, someone didn't win, but then you're like, how did they lose? Hmm. And it's
hmm
actually almost more interesting that way.
yeah, and you'll get a lot of people that when they know they're the underdog, they're going to whip out some weird stuff sometimes. So it can
Yes.
definitely make it interesting.
And of course, since it is a best of one, we have our single map is Radeon that everyone will be playing on today.
Yeah, one of the most classically balanced maps in a long time, actually.
Yeah, I really like Radeon. I'm kind of like Knockout a little bit more because it's just new Radeon, I
hmm
guess, for lack of anything else to call it. But Radeon really came in as this is the new gold standard for macro maps. Lots of
Yeah.
places to push, lots of different paths, plenty of bases. And I know we get memed on for having fighting spirit in the tournament, and Radeon is just better fighting spirit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Radeon, I don't know if it's still the same, but you kind of at least I know on the pro scene the win rate's pretty even across the board, so it's relatively
Yeah.
balanced in
So
that sense.
yeah, 49.9%, 53%, 47. Like
hmm
we pulled the stats off Wikipedia. It's good.
Oh yeah. All
And
right, there you go.
for those who want to know who's playing today, well, let's take a look at Wikipedia here because we have Group A. Dragon, Radley, Eon Zerg, and our boy, the hometown hero, it's Fear. I saw the Czech crowd out in force for him, so
Yeah, at a glance, the obvious favorites would be Dragon and Eon, but kind of like we were saying, it's the best one in some of these games, and Bradley's a bit of a wild card too. He does some odd stuff sometimes, so he can be pretty fun to watch. I don't necessarily always agree with his theory on how to play the game, but he can definitely be fun to watch.
well, I mean, he's a Terran player. If you agree with his theory on how to play, we joke, but no, I think him and Eon Zerg's best of one is going to be very unique. Like, I genuinely am not sure how that one's gonna go. Eon Zerg,
Yeah,
I think, is the better player, but I think Radley has the better best of one builds.
yeah. Bradley is definitely, at least from what I know of him anyway, he feels more like a TVT specialist. But we saw in one of his games before in your qualifier games, he did some weird stuff. So yeah, we might see some more odd stuff at him. So always good to keep an eye on Radley and
Yeah,
Fear vs. Dragon PvP. I mean, as far as winning mirrors when you're the underdog, PvP is kind of the best matchup for it, in
yeah,
my opinion.
no, for sure. I TBT and ZVZ are way too technical, I think. And I mean, this isn't really
Mhm.
a dig at Protoss, but it kind of is. It's like PvP is kind of the mirror where you just kind of make goons and A move, and you drop a Reaver here and there. And I think that
Yeah,
you have the most chance of swinging that.
yeah, it can be a little more coin flippy than most matchups. I expect because of that, we're gonna see Dragon play something really simple and like non-greedy, like maybe like an early robo, like one gate robo defensive build kind of a thing. But yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see how they approach it when we get there.
The thing I am concerned about with Fear is I've cast Fear a lot in other events, and he's a big fan of the long game sometimes.
Mm. See,
Uh,
that can be dangerous. If you're going long game PvP against someone as good as Dragon,
yeah,
you have to really be on top of your game. So
exactly. And if he did something quick and dirty, I would believe in him a lot more. But I'm just like, a long game. This, that's where the longer a game goes against someone who's better than you, the better chance they have of pulling it out.
that's pretty much exactly it. Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm saying with Dragon too, right? That he's going to want to play defensive and take it longer. So yeah, we may actually see something a little bit longer because of that.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see because Fear can definitely cheese, but I have a feeling that he's gonna actually try and do like a macro game in the best of one.
Yeah.
And I find that really interesting because, well, I mean, doing a macro game against someone you don't think you're gonna win against, but I feel like he's just gonna be like, the heck with it, let's try it, let's see what happens. It's the kind of
I
guy
mean, if
he
that's what he
is.
decides to do, I absolutely respect it because I'm kind of the same way. If I play someone that I know is much better than me, then I'm gonna be like, let me play like a strong, solid, like clean game. And when I get smashed, I can be like, all right, there's a lot to learn here, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just
No, you're
checking in
good.
with the players, making sure we're getting turn rates set and everything because this is, of course, U.S. versus Chechnya. It's no longer the Czech Republic. Chechnya.
Hmm.
We're gonna be accurate here, at least. So,
That's good, yeah, because we definitely botched it last time.
like, there's just certain parts of the world that you probably shouldn't get wrong because there's been too many wars about it.
Yeah.
All right, all right. 1 second here.
Yeah, looks like Dragon's gonna want 16 turn rate. Pretty
Yeah,
understandable.
I mean,
Dynamic sometimes can be a little bit of a the problem with dynamic as well, it's great in theory, it doesn't really work so well in practice because even like a small lag spike and your game is kind of ruined for who knows how long.
yeah, it's the recovery. Dynamic's great because sometimes it just dips a little bit and it's like, oh, there was your quick turn rate 20. But when
Hmm.
it tanks, it doesn't come back very quickly.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Just getting everyone back in the lobby, and we will be good to go with our first game of the day.
Yeah, gonna be that PvP.
Man.
Thought about mentioning my DeWalt game again, but I feel like I actually talk about the little too much, you know? I just think it's a good reference for a lot of my points sometimes.
I mean, you got to have something to flex on a little bit.
Well, it's not even like a flex. It's more like me expressing my hatred of PvP. I feel like PvP is so bad and unbalanced that I beat someone that was literally 3 times better than me. Like, if that doesn't put it into perspective for you about PvP, I don't know what will.
Well, let's see if Fear can maybe generate the same power that you did.
Yeah, yeah, would be cool to see. Actually, I mean, I like Dragon a pretty good bit. Actually, I've kind of got to know him a little bit more, and he seems like a really cool guy. He's a little bit of an emotional player, though, so
Yeah.
if things aren't going smoothly for him, he can fall apart.
All right. Well, bottom left-hand side, guys, we've got Fear. Top left, we've got Dragon.
Boy, Dragon, rocking the purple. Does look
Purple's
like
such a good
Dragon's
color.
camera is.
Yeah, he moved it after I got it all set up.
Oh, Dragon.
Well, he had it like all the way over to one side of his camera, like completely to like the left side of his camera. And I'm like, all right, so we'll
Yeah.
get it all set up for that. And then all of a sudden we go into game and he's moved it back so he's centered. It's like, well, guess we still get half your face.
Yeah, half the dragon face.
That's fine. That's still enough to get the expression of, what? That's a DT? As it walks in.
So where did I see like a slight difference here? This is kind of a weird pylon phase placement from Fear, actually.
Yo.
Not sure if I'm like the biggest fan of it because I think that'll disrupt the gas mining just a tiny bit. Yeah, but yo, Gypsy, thanks for the
Yeah,
big raid, man.
welcome,
We appreciate it.
Raiders. Welcome. Yeah.
But yeah, this early pylon placement from Dragon, we're gonna see like kind of the close gateway, and then that'll probably transition into a robo near the ramp as well. So I suspect we're gonna see, like I said, something kind of defensive from Dragon just to be as safe as possible. And here we go. We're gonna get that 10-12 from Fear, and it is close spawn already onto, luckily not cross spawn.
Yeah, 10-12. I always enjoy when someone goes 10-12. I don't feel like it's good per se, but I feel like it really gives you a chance to exploit someone's weakness if they have any. Because if they're just not able to and obviously it's Dragon, right? But if you're going against someone and you're like, all right, maybe I can catch them out with their micro or try and dive their mineral line and test their multitasking, I feel like the 10-12 is a really good skill check.
Yeah, I think 10-12 is better in like a tournament setting than like kind of a best of one series because I would expect, and it looks like Dragon did get that 14 Zealot, so this is kind of the thing, like, you end up playing some mind games sometimes where you don't want to go 10, or, yeah, you just play normal and then you'll mix in a 10-12 to make sure you're kind of, like, punishing them if they're skipping that Zealot, right?
Yeah, especially if they get greedy.
Yeah. Now, 10-12 can be a strong build. We'll see how Fear wants to do it. I think he's planning... Okay, yeah, the gas was a little bit late, so I was a little bit thrown off by that, because it is going to be just the 3 Zealots into Goons, but the gas being a little bit late is going to eat into our Goon count, which can make things a little bit dicey depending on how Dragon kind of builds from here.
Yeah. The thing to note is that Dragon's going to come in here as the 3 Zealots come out, so he's not getting any forewarning on this. He's getting, like, the bare minimum of just seeing them come out, right?
Yeah. You see him ship the Zealot to the side because he wants the Goon to come out as quickly as possible, so...
Yes.
The way you react to this is you're just going to send the Goon straight out and start getting chip damage as fast as possible. And just start kind of wearing it down. And honestly, the timing on this Goon catching these Zealots out there is a lot further than you normally would see, so this is actually pretty good for Dragon already. And this will just be chipping away at him and kind of delaying a little bit. And once that second Goon gets out is really the big thing. As Fury, you're looking for 2 things here. You want to kill the Zealot. You want to kind of get the information. You just see 3 pylons, which he is going to see. And, oh, we're even building the shield better, actually.
He's
so
taking
that's
this
actually
seriously,
pretty good.
actually. Oh, we
Yeah,
trapped the Zealot behind the minerals.
Okay.
That's cute.
If we get any probe damage after he builds the shield battery, that's like fantastic for Fear, actually. And, yeah, 1 probe already going to go down. If we get a second probe, okay, this is really, really good for Fear. As long as he's pulling it behind us, that's 3 probes now. That is way more than enough damage for your 10-12. As long as you're hitting everything behind your base, right? The only thing is, these 2 pylons to stick this... I don't know, actually, how I feel about it. Like, it did allow him probably to get 1 or 2 more probes than he would have got, but that's pretty expensive, too.
Yeah, it's... 200 minerals is not nothing.
Yeah.
But I guess the question comes down to is, did he do enough damage to justify it? And he got, like, what, 4 probes? 3-4 probes?
Yeah, 3 total, which, if you build shield battery and lose 3 probes, this is actually... I'm just going to say it. This has been a terrible defense for a Dragon, actually.
You know, like we were saying, a little bit of a quick skill check, and Fear playing a little unorthodox with the pylon grab, blocking the Zealot. I think that worked out just as well as he could have hoped, and maybe a little bit better.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's following up with the 3 gates, so we're going to go no Robo into 3 gate here.
Yeah.
Oh, we're watching Citadel, so we're just getting like a full-on all-in from here, which...
Yeah.
You know, I understand.
I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, it
Yeah.
might not work, but I don't hate it. You're in the right spot to do some sort of crazy all-in from here.
Yeah, I imagine we're going for kind of like a Zealot flood with that Citadel. If he goes for High Templar, then that would, or DTs, that would be a pretty big mistake from here. So I think we're just going to see... Okay, well, it's going to be DT. When you see 1 gate, I'm not the biggest fan of that because it pretty much screams that he's going straight into Robo.
Yeah, I kind of expected maybe a 3-gate Goon. And then you see the Citadel, and all right, maybe it's going to go a bunch of Zealots with speed.
Yeah.
And then you see the Temple Archons, like, all right. You can throw in some DTs, but it's not going to be as strong as you'd like it to be.
Is it just going to expand from here? I guess we're just not all-inning, actually. We're just going to try and play... I guess we're going to go, like, defensive DT, kind of. Like, DT pressure while expanding.
I did say that Fuhrer likes that late game. Maybe it just seems like he's going to play for it, even if he didn't need to.
I'll be honest with you. I really liked the idea of the Zealot Flood. Kind of, you know, I don't know. Maybe I don't like it, actually, because it was pretty much always going to be Reaver as well behind. Maybe just a 3-gate all-in would have been nice. 4-gate all-in, just something crazy from there.
I think 3-gate Goon is a lot stronger than people give it credit for, especially in a scenario like this. But I guess we'll see. He's going to go with the 3 Zealots. And even if you can see the Zealots, if they're mixed in with an army, they just become like high DPS Zealots for a little bit, right? Unless you're targeting them down. At which point the rest of the army is doing plenty of enough damage if you're trying to target down 1 DT at a time.
Yeah, exactly. DT damage is not something to scoff at. Yeah, they're pretty squishy when you can see them, but if they're getting on top of you, that's 40 damage a swipe, which is pretty insane DPS, so... We're going for a little bit of magic here. He does see it coming, but it's not the worst attack I've seen. We're not really coming in a good angle though. We're kind of beelined in a little bit, but yeah, we'll see how this goes for Fear.
Yeah.
Oh, the Reaver just popped out though.
So we do target down the DTs, but that's allowing the Zealots to get on top of things. With the Reaver coming out here, that's going to just end the party.
Yeah, really strong defense from Dragon. The Reaver came out just in time too, but I mean, he didn't necessarily need the Reaver, but of course, you know, killing it faster means we're mitigating more of the damage.
Yeah.
I didn't hate the army composition from Fear, but I do kind of wish he had set his army up a little bit better to come in, you know, kind of like in a straight
line. Yeah.
Yeah, like a horizontal line instead of coming in top to bottom like that.
All right, so he's going to drop his Nexus on the back of this, seeing that Dragon already has his. But at this point, you're I don't want to call it a gimmick, but your gimmick has been found out and stopped. So you're kind of not much Fear can do right now other than hope that he can get an expansion up and push the game a little longer.
Yeah, he's going to try and play it out from here. I mean, he does technically have a tech advantage, but he's going to be very far behind in eco, and from here, Dragon will probably just keep massing Reaver, but if Fear gets up like enough Storms, I mean, Storm Zealot is like a really cheap composition.
Yeah.
And you can have some kind of comeback potential if you just get some really good fights.
I mean, you can also go for Storm Drops. If he goes and grabs a Robo real quick, grab a Storm Drop. Obviously, he doesn't have one yet, but Storm Drop is a great way to throw an opponent off.
Yeah, making some defensive cannons. This one's kind of to deter a Reaver drop, kind of buy a little bit of time in case it comes in.
Yeah. Observer, of course, seeing it all. Templars coming out.
Now, he might go Citadel from here because when you're in the base and you see there's just no sign of a Robo, DT is actually a really good counter to DT, unironically.
Yeah. Because you have the mobile detection as opposed to people who don't.
But it looks like Dragon doesn't want to go for that. He's just going to play solid standard Goon Reaver from here.
Yeah, which is interesting because I genuinely think that Reaver is weak against Storm because you just storm the shuttle as it drops out the Reavers and you kill all three real quick.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, that's why Storm can be really good against the Reaver, but there's going to be a very strong timing here from Dragon. We're going to have 2 Storms available and potentially a third coming up during the fight, depending on how it goes.
They're going to need to be really good Storms, that's for sure.
They're going to have to be amazing Storms, yeah.
These will have to be some of the best Storms you ever did see.
Here we go, the Reaver's going to be unloaded.
I love how Fear had his army split until it all got pulled into the Reaver, of course, but he had everything split, so when a Scarab connected, it didn't do nearly as much.
Yeah, it does get a lot of damage on the Reavers, but lost a lot of his army. And at this point, we've lost so many units that I don't even think we need the Reavers to break anymore. We're going to have one more Storm here and maybe a second one coming up relatively soon behind it. Oh, yeah, okay.
We got one more on the high ground.
Gonna wait for the Reavers possibly to come in.
Oh, you probably should fire before it dies. Right on the egg. Good old Storm egg.
Yeah, Dragon gonna push in here. Gonna kill this Archon, gonna kill up these units. Fear gonna evacuate this natural, but I mean he's so unbelievably far behind. I mean, both these Reavers kind of barely alive too. They're both like a tap away from death.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. Finally one of them dies, but when you're on 7 health for how long and it's just getting infinite value.
I mean, Fear's holding, but we're also kind of dead at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, it was a great showing by him, and everything he did. It's just he didn't have enough to deal with the army, and now that there is more army coming down, you know.
Yeah, I mean, considering kind of the skill gap, I feel like you expect between these two players, it really wasn't that bad from Fear. The 2-gate actually did pretty good damage.
At his best that I've known, Fear sits at about 1900. Like that's his peak.
Yeah.
So like a 1900 player making Dragon maybe sweat a little bit, especially in that early game. You know, I think you should take away with that going, that was pretty good actually.
Yeah, I think you can be happy with this one. I've definitely had plenty of games like that where I play against people that I know are significantly better than me, where after I lose the game, I'm like, you know what? If I were better, I could have won that game.
Yeah. Unlike me, who played against Hawk once, off-racing his Protoss, didn't kill a single Zealot. Nope. He just made like 10 of them, walked into my base, and instantly killed me. And I went, ah, all right, maybe you are good at the game, Hawk. That's cool. uh, but playing against pros is always fun. I feel like you learn a lot more when you play against someone's, like, even if it's just a stomping, you get a great replay where you learn a lot, you know? You get to see what
Yeah,
they're doing to you.
that's kind of what I was saying earlier. Like I don't mind getting smashed by someone that's much better than me as long as I like perform relatively well, because then you have a lot to learn, right? If it's
Yeah.
if you feel like you just played really poorly, then obviously you got a lot less to learn from it. But honestly, I feel like from Fear, I think you can be pretty happy with it. There may have even been some nerves, and if there was, it just really wasn't showing that much.
GG's.
GG, Dragon gonna take our first game of the group today and move on to that winners match.
Nice. So that means next up will, of course, be Radley versus Eon Zerg.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what Radley's been cooking up for us. You never know with that guy.
There we go. Just getting all the players ready for lobby. I'll just keep it at 16 and solve all of those issues ahead of time. Ugh. I I hope Fury rewatches that VOD, because I think that he's gonna look at it and just go, "Oh wow, that was probably better than he thought in his head." I feel like on the
Yeah,
ground in that game that felt a little bit worse, but when you sit down and you actually like look over the VOD, it's gonna feel a lot better.
yeah. I mean, he got in with those three zealots. He killed three probes, and there was a shield battery, which, again, I really can't express how great that was for Fear. So as long as Fear, because it did look like he may miss some beats aside, on the other side. I saw his Nexus idling a lot of times while he was microing, right? And then
Yeah,
as part of it. So honestly, if he cleaned some of that up, he actually could have come out with a pretty big lead.
yeah,
And I think he can
100%.
look at that and be pretty happy with that. So yeah.
Sorry, 1 second. I'm also quickly fixing Dragon's cam.
No problem.
All right. Looks like our players are also starting to hop in here, so should soon enough here be able to get the next game going. There we go. Sorry, I am also blind, so I just need a minute. But
No problem.
it's fine because our players, they're taking their sweet time, so we got a minute. Filter.
Radley versus Eon. I played against Eon relatively recently, and he has a pretty aggressive style. Um,
Really? Who do you
yeah,
think's
he
gonna?
actually.
Sorry, you finish first, and then I'll ask.
I was gonna say, yeah, I was kind of surprised he was so aggressive. I kind of assumed because he knew he was so much better than me, he'd want to play passive. But you get that sometimes too, where when someone knows they're a lot better, they're just like, let me just keep like leaning on them and kind of kill them. But I feel like put up a relatively decent game against Eon. Now, I don't know exactly how Radley stacks up TVZ, but like I said before, he is a bit of a TVT specialist, and
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, he does some weird stuff TVP too, lockdowns and nukes and all that good stuff.
Ah, he's an exciting player. Got it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's been making a name for himself nuking Artosis a bunch recently.
That's the kind of name you want for yourself. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's this hilarious clip that was going around where Artosis added a thing to a stream where you can kind of give like nuclear launch notifications, and he was playing against Radley, and like it kept going off, and he was like every time it would go off, he'd like look to the side and like freak out, right? And then at one point it went off at the same time that Radley also started a nuke, and he didn't realize it, and his BCs got nuked. So it turned into a pretty amazing clip.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Um, I used to do that for. I had the nuke sound forever as an alert. And one time I
Hmm.
was playing like a campaign or something, right? Like there was no Terran involved at all.
Yeah.
And I heard it go off, and I was like, "Oh God, where's the nuke? Where's the nuke?" And I'm like, "Wait, I'm playing the campaign, and there's
Yeah, I
no
couldn't
Terran.
imagine doing that to
What am I
yourself.
looking for here?" All right, Would you like to do the intros?
Yeah, let's do it. Here in the top right corner, we have our Polish Aaron Radley. And
Or sh-
remind me, Aaron, you're the specialist here, and you know where Eon's from.
um, South American, Colombian,
we, we
maybe.
have we have our Zerg player Eon here in the top left.
I feel like if I say any more than that, I'm gonna get yelled at. But I'm pretty sure he's a South American player. Don't quote me.
Yeah, I wanted to put you on the spot because we screwed it up so bad last time that I
Perfect.
figured I have a responsibility to continue to make things awkward here.
I heard he's from Belgium. We're gonna go with that.
All right.
All right. So we got Overlord going the right way, so that always feels good as a Zerg. When you first got him with the Overlord, everything is just right for a minute, you know?
Yeah. It
No
is going to be a
wall.
non-wall. We might not know that he scouts him for a while because you typically don't fly into the main.
Yeah. All right. Standard 12 hatch here, it looks like.
Yeah, pretty normal. And we'll see what Radley wants to cook up for us, or if he wants to try to play a normal game. I
I'm
don't know that I've ever seen Radley play a normal game, though, is the thing.
Yeah, a normal game from Radley almost feels wrong. Oh, it's a little choppy here. I wouldn't be surprised if they set it to high or extra high here soon. But we'll leave that to the players because we don't mess with it, so that way they don't complain. Thumbs up all around.
Yeah.
This is a 12-12-12. Interesting.
Uh, yeah, I guess it was. You don't really see that very often anymore.
No, I haven't seen that in forever, honestly. The only time I do it is when I keep accidentally building drones and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot to drop my gas. Whoops.
Yeah, we saw the SCV and the drone kind of clash there in the middle a little bit. It looks like the drone is chasing the SCV and probably trying to chip away at it, but only got 2 hits off, so it's going to get into the base here.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, Radley, or sorry, Eon knows just from chasing this SCV that Radley is in fact in the top right.
Yeah, I think the Overlord went a little deep and he caught the barracks or he caught an SCV. Because it definitely went a little bit deeper than it was supposed to, and then he pulled it back. Oh,
And actually
actually.
managed to catch up to the SCV and kill it off. So
Oh,
that's kind of a pain for Radley because he doesn't know what the lair timing is. It is going to be like 307, so we're definitely going to be looking at a 2.5 hatch here.
yeah. But not getting that initial scout and not getting the exact timing of it is just a little painful.
Yeah, it does suck. This is why I like double scouting and I don't like the single SCV scout like this. Well, there's a couple reasons. First of all, because I want to see if lings are coming, and second of all, it kind of guarantees you're going to get in the base so you know exactly what the lair timing is.
Yeah. Looks like it's just standard follow up here. 2 racks. No bunker, no depot or anything at the front. He's just relying on a line of Marines, knowing that, you're probably not link flooding me because I saw your hatchery at the right time.
Yeah. So I don't know if Eon normally plays 2.5 or 2 hatch. I kind of assumed he was more of a 2 hatch player, but looks like that's not what we're going to be getting here at least.
Yeah.
And so far, Radley looking relatively normal. Like, I think we're going for the 2 rack stem timing here.
Yep. There's the
Actually, no,
attack.
this academy is way too
Oh.
late for that to be it.
Yeah. It's gonna finish around 4:30 probably. 4:40.
Yeah, when you go for a stem push, you're usually looking to leave your base at 450, and we're going to be very, very far away from that, I think.
This almost feels like the
And
timing you would do if you were doing like a +1, right? Like stem +1 push out. Because that usually hits a little after 5 minutes, if I remember correctly.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just ignorant about it because obviously this is very possible as well. I don't know. I don't recognize what Radley's doing. This just feels like a late academy into like an earlier eBay. I think the earlier eBay is because he didn't get the scout, so he doesn't know it's 2 hatch or not. So that kind of makes sense. But I don't really know exactly what we're hoping to get out of this particular build order because we're not going to be aggressive with it. We are pumping like a ton of units nonstop, which is also part of not going for wall, right? Because you have to worry about that ling
Yeah.
flood.
If you have no way of stopping the links from getting on your Marines, you need a lot of Marines. Slings are kind of good.
Yeah.
All right. Third hatch is done. Spire is about to finish.
Yeah, the
Overlord's
timing of this is
popping.
going to be just about perfect. We're going to be right at 700 when this fire finishes. So really nice timing from Eon.
Now we should see all that money disappear real quick. There it goes.
Okay, wanted to save up for the 8 at once.
All right, scans the main, so we will see mutas are coming. He did not scout the third hatch though, yet.
He should know from the timing of the mutas anyway. That is 2.5 hatch, or at least potentially another hatchery on the map. But he knows there's another hatchery somewhere. There has to be at this point.
He must have misspent a larva somewhere. He's only got 7 mutas.
Yeah, I'm a little confused actually, because I swear we had 800. But all right, Vita's gonna start the harassment. Here we go. It's time for that dance that we've all seen a million times.
It somehow only gets more impressive as time goes on.
Yeah, this has actually been second meter goes down. This has actually been a really good start for Radley so far. Down to just 5 meters right now is really not that threatening. We don't have range yet, so we can't really be pressuring. We also have 6 medics, so something we saw in the Artosis versus Ret matchup. The opposite of that, essentially, where Radley's actually making medics, whereas Artosis doesn't seem to be a believer in the medic value.
But Twitch chat told me that Artosis knows everything about StarCraft. Come on. Everything he does is right, clearly.
I think he knows a lot for sure. I actually do feel like he's like pretty well educated. His just own execution of it, maybe not. He's quite on par with his knowledge, which a lot of us honestly suffer from that. I mean, I'm like one of the biggest offenders where I feel like I understand the game pretty well and I play like trash. So
I like to call that conceptually S rank, where I know how to play like an S ranker, I just can't.
Yeah, Radley bleeding off a few more extra Marines here. He does have a really nice double port timing here, so a sci-fi should be really quick if he wants to go for that. He might want to go for Valkyrie, right? Is that the armory in the top? Is that what I'm looking at?
Looks like, yep. No, it's this one. Yep, that's an armory, so it's going to be a Valk timing.
Yeah, so we're going to go for this big Valkyrie push. That kind of makes sense. I feel like that is for sure something I could see Radley doing. I don't know that I could ever picture him playing like a completely standard SK Terran.
Yeah.
He's going to hop in here and pick up one turret, continue to get shot, but only the medics come to help, none of the Marines, so these couple turrets on the top side get cleaned up. We haven't really bled off too many SCVs, so it's been pretty decent for Radley in that sense. We are losing a lot of Marines, which starts getting a little bit... Oh man, that was like 3 meters right there.
Yeah, that was not great.
Yeah, a little bit of an overextension from Eon. He's also taking his natural third base, which sounds to me like he wants to do potentially Hydra Lurker.
Yeah, it's all pretty standard. If you're gonna go for something like crazy there, you need to take another natural, really. We didn't make a vulture. I wonder if he's thinking.
Did we not rebuild the turrets on the top side of our natural? Okay, we rebuilt one, but it's pretty far away too. But yeah, the 2 Valkyries are gonna show up just in time, so this is pretty nice. That's gonna shoot these off, and I think it's some pretty decent damage. Potentially an overextension here though from Radley, really kind of committing to this, and one of the Valkyries goes down.
The mutas are battered and bruised, but picking off one of the Valkyries for essentially free.
Yeah, they are very, very weak, so there is potential for a push-out time. And I saw vultures from Radley, so here we go. Some more of the weird kind of Radley stuff going on here. I think we're going straight into mines. So, I mean, look at this base, right? We're 2 barracks, 2 port, 1 factory pumping vultures right now. Like,
yeah, are we watching StarCraft 2 by chance? Does anyone know? Like, did I miss something?
Yeah, gonna lay some mines down here as we push out. And did we build an additional 2 Valkyrie? I would imagine. Yeah,
yep,
okay, they just popped out, so yeah.
I don't see a science facility still yet, so.
And we're going 2nd armory.
Is he still going to mech from here? Is he doing a mech transition?
That's what it looks like we're going to be looking at.
Ooh, there's 3 overlords here just for the taking. Alright, but we'll only take 2 of them because we're kind. We can't
we do have lurkers out already, at least. Luckily for Radley, one of those. Scourge got picked up by the Marines on the outside, so it doesn't lose a Valkyrie there. Gonna scan forward and jump on top of these lurkers, pick one off for only a single Marine, so this is really nice. Gonna be pushing this further back. There are 3 additional lurkers coming out, though.
And then we just... Oh, what a swipe there.
Yeah, and a little bit of an overextension. Not even a little bit, rather. A big overextension from Radley. That army is going to get cleaned up pretty nicely. So Eon getting really, really comfortable. We're up 13 supply right now as we start this mech transition for Radley.
The mech transition's wild here, to me. Like, he just doesn't have anything to back it, right? So he's just going for it.
Yeah. That CC going to get delayed too. That's pretty annoying. And are we going to see any patrol micro out of Radley? Because we haven't seen any of it yet so far. Which, I'm going to be honest with you guys. If you can't do the patrol micro, don't make Valkyrie. I mean, like, you can in some cases, but they're so expensive, and if you're losing them too easily, it's just never worth it.
Yeah, and I mean, not to spoil anything, but we've seen plenty of ASL games recently where they just didn't micro the Valkyries, and that's a lot of money gone.
Yeah, a few Vultures going to run in here and kill a few drones, which is decent.
Yeah.
But it's not nearly enough for Radley.
But I mean, he's just gonna treat it like versus Protoss, it seems. Try and get in there, get some workers. Meanwhile, he's laying his mines, getting ready to take a 3rd base here. Comp looks a little different than against Protoss, but the general mindset's there.
Yep, another Valkyrie gonna go down. A little bit of friendly fire on that mine too, and we only have 2 Valkyrie here, and these are pretty healthy meter. So gonna be able to pick off one more there, and Eon just getting really good trades as he continues kind of slamming some units into Radley over and over again. And he is only on 3 base. Radley going to be securing that 3rd, potentially relatively. Oh my god, we're baiting him in.
That was beautiful
bait. Yeah.
That was a great
pretty
bait,
much
mate.
Everything just going wrong for Radley now. Like, we're still pumping bio to fight against the Muta. We're still making Marine medic and Vulture tank vessel. Like, this...
Yeah.
This is such a BGH composition.
Oh, so you're a little bit of an expert in this one, right?
Yeah, as someone that plays Biotank Vessel every BGH game, yeah. Something like that.
Alright. Well, we've got all of our hive transitions ready. We got our Defiler hut. We should have our upgrades like Crackling and such. Alright, maybe we don't yet, but we'll get there.
Yeah, it's probably on the way, and we'll have it relatively soon.
And
our Sim City kind of blocking our SCVs a little bit. It also looks like we... There we go. Okay, we did catch it and fix it. I think we missed the mineral patch with that transfer is what happened.
Oh.
Unfortunately, mine kind of working against Radley a little bit. As these Lings Hydras come in, going to pick up that 1 tank. We have a Swarm go down as well. And
we make it into an egg.
They're going to radiate onto a Hydra that gets made into an egg. This is kind of part of the problem with the irradiating Hydras as well.
Yeah. What's interesting, I've always found, is that when you have an egg irradiated, it doesn't damage things around it.
Wait, does it not?
I've been told it doesn't, but I'm not believing it the more I look at this.
I'm seeing damage go down.
Yeah. Someone told me, it was like someone I trusted as a caster, and they're like, yeah, it just doesn't. I'm like, well, no, that can't be true. Like, this is how we fight misinformation on the internet, by testing.
Yeah,
or spreading
definitely
it.
Some splash going down. I thought for a second I was about to learn something new again. I was like, that's crazy, but not quite.
There is always something new to learn about this game, but that is not one of the things.
I mean, it still happens, like, weekly, right?
Yeah.
Where I learn something new constantly. But Radiant coming down with his Valkyrie are going to clean up a few of these mutas before it goes down. Quite a few of them, actually. But, I mean, Eon's supply just getting further and further ahead. He's dislodged his 3rd base at this point. And was that the CC that just went down?
It was.
Okay. Well, it's looking pretty doomed for Radley. He's on the map searching for a 4th, and I think he's going to find it here with these Vultures now. But there's even a Hydra here. I think the Vultures... Oh, no, they're not healthy at all. It's like they would win that fight, but I take it back.
Yeah. And at this point, it's more just when does he tap out, it feels like.
Yeah.
Which is right now, apparently.
Which is right now.
Oh.
GG is called. Eon going to take down Radley. And not super surprising, we're going to get Eon and Dragon in that winners match. But
GG's.
it was an interesting composition from Radley. We'll say that.
We did say that Radley was going to do something different. And you know what? He did. We'll give him that.
Yeah. Yeah, the old 2 racks, 2 port, 1 factory making Vulture composition into double armory. I didn't see the vision, but I respect that he had a vision, you know?
Yeah. All right. So next up it'll be Dragon Eon Zerg.
Yeah, bit of a strong matchup there, Dragon
Yep.
and Eon Zerg. I don't know how Dragon feels about it, but from what I've seen personally, I feel like Dragon's PvZ is his best. I don't know if he would agree with me, but I've seen him show some really strong PvZs before.
I feel like every Protoss complains about PvZ and then they remember Storm exists and then Zergs lose. And I'm like, oh, maybe it is a great matchup.
You know, it is funny because that you mentioned that because I've noticed this recently too. Almost every Protoss, we're gonna say like 90 to 95% Protosses complain about PvZ or PvT, and I swear to God, every time I look at their seawall, it's their highest win rate, the one that they're complaining about.
Absolutely. Every time. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll begin our best of threes. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right,
All right.
guys, it's time. Our first best of 3 to decide who makes it out of the round of 24. This is where the fun begins.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is important. These are the important games start happening, guys. We're gonna get our first kind of a big name, one way or the other, Dragon or Eon gonna be the first to qualify. And yeah, I expect a pretty strong showing here from either player, honestly. I'll just be biased. My heart's with Dragon a little bit. I just know Dragon a little bit more. Uh, I've played Protoss, I played Terran, never played Zerg, so by default I hate all Zerg players.
Average Zercator. Uh, okay. Well, sorry, there's a little bit of confusion going on with the map order pick. So we're just getting that settled out real quick while they get their maps ready. Should be
So is
nice
it
and
going to be
quick.
Tempest Knockout Dominator?
Probably. That's what we're just verifying though with the players.
Gotcha.
All right.
Tempest, huh?
I mean, that's one of the maps.
I've actually never played on Tempest before, so it'll be interesting for me.
Hmm. All right. Sorry about that. It's just getting the players organized, and no matter what format you do, there's always gonna be someone who's like, "Well, why are you doing it like that?" you know, you know how it
It
is.
is. I know exactly how it is. Because I do some of my own stuff too, right? And bunch of divas. These good players.
Yes,
The good players are all divas, man.
that's
When you tell a C ranker what the map pool is, they're like, all right, sounds great.
yeah. And I mean,
Whatever system you decide on, I love it.
I think NSL proves that more than anything.
Right?
Love me some
Yeah, that's
NSL, but
true.
I know a lot of people who don't.
Yeah, the NSL maps are really bad for my mental health. I can't participate in it anymore.
I love the chaos that NSL brings, though. That's what's fun.
Yeah, yeah, I understand.
All right, so yep, a little bit of confusion, but it looks like we've got it figured out. So let me get the maps picked up here, and we can go over them. Yeah, there we go. It's all about clicking the right buttons. All
All
right.
right.
So Tempest, map number 1. Not one you
Is
see
this
very often.
is it a
Look,
two-player map? I've
look.
actually
This is a
Oh,
four-player
this
map with
map.
the high ground naturals.
Okay. I do remember this map. This was on ladder like very briefly, right?
Yes, it was used in like one ASL 4 or 5 of them ago. Like, it's not old per se, but it was definitely one of those flash in the pan maps that I thought
Yeah.
was really cool. Our team thought it was interesting enough to make a return with it and see what we can get. And honestly,
Yeah, okay.
kind of excited. It does have the high ground naturals. It's got those little spirals in the middle that have bases on them that are just a pain to protect, but they have a lot of money in them.
Yeah. And it's got these ledges, right? At the natural as well. Kind
Yes.
of bringing back a little bit of Lost Temple vibe.
There's a lot of high ground, low ground changes too, so it makes fighting very dynamic.
Yeah, and it's non-buildable middle ground, right? Um, I remember one thing about this map was when you go like 9-9, if it's cross spawn, the travel distance is absolutely insane, like worse than Radeon. Because you have to go like around so much to get to the other side of the map.
Yeah. If it's cross spawn, it's gonna be a slow game, that's for sure.
Am I wrong about that? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not longer than Radeon. It feels like forever.
It's 42 seconds.
Yeah, I don't remember what Radeon is.
Well, let's click Radeon real quick. 39 seconds diagonal
Okay.
for Radeon.
So I'm not crazy. That's
No,
important. It's
this
important to
is
confirm that.
this if it's a cross spawn, it's a good map to be greedy on.
Yeah. This is a good map to greedy on anyway, because you got this like high ground natural, right?
Yes. Map 2, of course, the classic knockout.
Another kind of good map for Greed if you want to play that way, because you got this high ground defensive kind of skate park dip there.
Yes, I love the little trench, divot, hole, whatever
Yeah.
everyone wants to call it. I think it is, as someone who's made a career on cheesing all ins and rushing people, I find it great because it makes it a lot more dynamic to try and do that to somebody.
Yeah. It's such an interesting map because if you get the contain, so like it's good defensively on one side, right? On your natural side. But if an opponent gets a contain on there, it's kind of the same problem on the other side where they have some buildable terrain on the other side of this ramp, and it can be super hard to break out depending what they do.
All right, the players are asking if we change the order a little bit, and honestly, I'm fine with it because they would rather start with Dominator. And honestly,
Sure.
I like Dominator a lot. I think I think Dominator is one of those maps that no one really looks at as a special map. Like, you kind of look at it, you're like, oh yeah, it's Dominator, it's cool, it's a 3-player map, it is what it is. But I genuinely think that this get map gives some really fun games, pushing from high to low constantly.
Hmm. Honestly, another. I'm surprised Dragon is just okay with Dominator. From what I've seen, PvZ on Dominator, I swear I never see Protoss winning this map against Zerg. It just seems so strong for Zerg because they're just guaranteed to be defending high ground at some point, like
Oh
with
yeah,
lurkers or whatever.
absolutely. But that's you know, I don't disagree
Yeah,
with
I
that.
know.
I really have nothing to say about that because you ain't wrong.
Yeah, this is such a powerful map for Zerg. If they get the like high tech lurker, it feels so hard for Protoss to bust if you ever get to that stage.
Yes, absolutely. Uh, 1 second here while I get the camera set up here, and then we will be good to go right into the next game. There we go. Perfect. I even fixed the cameras, so we should actually see what's going on here. All right.
It's good.
All right, guys, the best of 3. Here we go. I don't know. How do you think this is going to go as we get into it?
It's really hard to call. I actually don't know. I mean, Dragon, like I said, I feel like his PvZ is good, but Eon's just a really strong player in general. It's yeah, it's a hard call to say off the top of my head. I don't know who like historically wins. If I had to put money on it, probably Eon. But I know Eon complains about ZVP all the time, so who knows, man.
Yeah. I I feel like I lean Dragon, but that's also biased. I feel like I've casted a lot more Dragon than I have Eon Zerg.
Hmm.
All right, you
Yeah.
want to do the intros?
Sure. Spawning here in the top right, we have our red Zerg player Eon. Eon Zerg, no less. And his opponent spawning here in the bottom are blue Protoss. We have Dragon.
All right. I feel like another thing that makes this map have a little bit worse Protoss win rate is the wall. I just feel like especially at this spawn, the wall angle is
Yeah.
really weird.
Yeah, a lot of times, the hard part of learning PvZ is learning your walls, right? And anytime you have like these awkward maps, it was the same problem I had on Retro, where Retro also had to have these kind of unique walls. And there's just kind of that growing pains period where you're learning it by losing a bunch of games over and over again.
Yeah, whenever I off race, it's always fun because I'm like, oh, this is the wall, and then I just watch the links run through it. I'm like, is this what I do to
Yeah.
people? Cool.
Hmm.
But yeah, there's nothing that makes you appreciate playing Zerg like playing any other race. And realizing like, oh, links just fit through everything. Walls don't exist.
Right?
Oh.
I think the only unit smaller than a Ling is the Ghost, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. I have the chart somewhere of unit and building sizes.
Man, Dragon trying to shake this drone, but Eon, his
Jeez.
drone chasing has actually been pretty insane.
That
Like
was
against
nuts.
against Radley, like fine, but Dragon was like legitimately fighting with Eon, trying to get it off of him, and he could not do it. So that was pretty sick from Eon. And to do that in 16 low, by the way, is like very impressive.
Yeah, this is. It's such a challenge to do at like good turn rate. Then you compare like the turn rate 16, and it's like, all right, it's a little laggy, it's not the best, and he's still nailing all of those shots.
Yeah.
Oh, accidentally catch the next probe with your 4 lings. That's always a win.
Yeah, it was nice. Kind of like initial damage there onto the probe solving. And Dragon gonna be a
Interesting.
little bit frustrated that we've been unable to get any scouting. And yeah, this is an odd wall from Dragon.
So
I think this is so we can make cannons kind
yeah,
of,
like here.
yeah, like there because it'll protect both the forge and the gateway from the hydras.
Yeah, but I feel like
Maybe not the gateway, but
if you, I guess it depends on how many zealots you can fit in here. But I think this is a gap, right? This is gonna
it
be a
is. Yeah,
gap here for lings. This is like a 2 or a 3 zealot gap here.
I think
So
it's 3.
I think with lings you can, if you have enough, if you want 3-hatch ling flood, I think you could probably punish this heavily. I don't think we're gonna see that. Not no, but best of 1 maybe, best of 3 is a little different, but I feel like against a Hydra bus this makes sense, but up until then it's gonna be a little messy.
Yeah, I think this is just a little bit of greed because of and I say greed because it's obviously we're talking about it is extremely difficult to stop a Ling Flood with an opening like this, but I think this is just Dragon saying like, hey Eon, I know you don't really do Ling Floods. Or at least I'm
Yeah.
predicting that you're not gonna do a Ling Flood here, because I don't know if he does or not, but yeah, I'm just gonna try to optimize for potential Hydra pressure later.
Yeah, and that's, at this point in a tournament like this, especially the nice thing about a tournament like this, you have the prep time, right? You know what your group is, you know when you play. You take some time, you review the replays, and you know, like, all right, he doesn't really link flood. So I can do this, be set up for the Hydra bust, and, everything is good.
Yep,
And
absolutely.
it's paying off.
And that is going to be a Spire coming down, because we made the layered as natural, interestingly enough.
Yeah, I think he waited until the probe got into the main, and then built it in the natural. It does seem like chat is definitely favoring Eon Zerg, I think, in the betting here.
Yeah, seems like it. Maybe I've overestimated Dragon. Everybody seems to disagree with me. I guess we'll find out.
I mean, to be fair, if it's Twitch chat disagreeing with you, do you really feel like you're wrong?
Trying to be nice, you know? If anything, I say this all the time where it's like, it's a joke I make where I'll say something and then somebody will agree with me and I'll be like, well, now I think I'm wrong.
Yeah, that's good.
Alright, so nothing fancy going on right now. Just got our Zealot. So it is actually 2 Zealot.
Interesting.
Out on the top, which is pretty decent.
Yeah, in which case, I guess this wall is not that bad at all.
Yeah. Corsair timing is actually pretty good, so it's going to be coming across the map. He'll get the information that he needs. He'll see the Spire. Might have time. I mean, he would have time to kill an Overlord if he jumped on this, but you don't really want to do that. You want to get information first. It's much more important.
Yeah. With something like this, it's better to get the scouting down, see, all right. And then once you see the Spire, you just start run. You just, yeah. You can see you saw the Spire and immediately like, nope, let's get out of here.
Yeah, before he leaves, he does want to confirm a 3rd gas if possible, so that's what this is doing.
Yeah.
So he's just like, okay, I'm gonna see your hat trick, and I'm gonna see that you're on just the 1 gas, so I know it's not like some crazy Muta swell. I see your Hydra den. So this is really important information. Obviously, it's risky because he didn't know the exact timing of the Scourge.
Yeah. But he also scouts that there's a Hydra den, so it's not 100% committed to air. Alright, we got a lot of Zealots here. He's probably waiting for legs to finish at this point. +1, oh, +1 should be done here any second now.
I'm curious if he's going to stop at 3 Corsair or continue making Corsair. Is he making more? Okay, he is going to make more. So we'll probably go to that 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you'll see just that 3 Corsair if you're not worried about a committal to Muta, and just go for more Templar and just have the 3 for covering your high Templar.
Alright, well, we do end up going for the 5 mutas here, which is enough to push back the Zealots. Well, in the famous words of Tasteless, either you go for 5 mutas or you go for more than 5 mutas. And it would appear that our boy went for more than 5 mutas. I do like guiding the Scourge in there, making sure he gets a nice clean kill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very good. Very, very good. So everybody's just powering up. We're going to get that 6-hatch Hydra from Eon. Is this an Evo chamber at his natural?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Just thought for a second that it was another hatchery, and I was like, that's not a thing. But...
We're going up to 8 hatch on 3 base. Let's go.
It feels like that sounds like a Nagnar build to me.
Yeah, and you know what? He'd find a way to pull it off, too.
Alright, so really nothing going on right now. Just kind of everybody just super standard, right? Just everything completely normal. We got the Scourge opener into like the 5 Muta, into the 6-hatch Hydra while we make our Corsair account. Like everything's completely standard here.
I think he started his +1 for his air units a little late. I don't think he was going to go for it until he saw all the mutas pop and was like, oh, I'm going to need that. Feel like that finished a little late.
Yeah, it does see a decent number of Scourge here, but he's going to be pretty happy that he made the second cannon in the main when he sees all these Scourge.
Yeah, there's not really anywhere for Eon Zerg to get a purchase here and get some damage done.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just going to back out.
Now the question is, did Eon go for +1 armor on the air? Because when I see a bunch of extra Scourge, a lot of time I expect that they're going for their armor. Doesn't have it yet. Doesn't necessarily mean he hasn't gone for it, but usually when you see a bunch of extra Scourge, you'll see that +1 armor to try and help them connect with the Corsair.
Yeah. We did spot the DT, so we're ready for it.
Yeah, Eon getting away with a pretty early 4th, potentially, if this goes unpunished, which it's pretty hard to punish. It's so far away from Dragon to get to that 4th base.
Yeah.
He's going to try and sneak some Zealots out, but Eon, very smartly placed Link, going to scout that. Dragon going to turn around and be like, fine, I'll go home.
Yeah, and the moment those Zealots are on the map, it's dangerous for him because those mutas will absolutely just pounce on him. And we got 5 Corsairs, but 3 of them die pretty quickly to Scourge if we get perfect connections.
Yeah, I'm getting a little worried for Dragon. The fact that we've made it to this point, Eon taking a 4th, and he is taking literally 0 damage. He kind of made the minimal amount of lings. You know, he really hasn't had like anything go poorly for him yet. He got up to a 6-hatch count really early. He got a really nice drone count, completely uncontested. And it's going to be really hard for Dragon to play from here, I think.
Yeah, Eon Zerg got to play the game he wanted to, which is not something you get to see very often. Cool.
Yeah, and it wasn't really for lack of trying. Like, Dragon tried for a Zealot move out, but Eon was just right on top of it with the mutas right away.
He still hasn't
Eon's
gotten
like a very
an air
flawless
upgrade.
game.
I guess he didn't go for him at all.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to at this point. If we're not seeing it now, he's not going to be going for it.
Yeah.
And typically, if he was going to, we would have seen more Scourge than that, I guess. Seems like every time Dragon starts to move out, he just runs into Eon Zerg and has to fall back again. Like, this has kind of been the dance we've been doing.
Yeah, Eon Zerg's doing a very good job to keep track of these movements and just be in position. He doesn't need to really commit in. He just shot at a Goon and a couple of Zealots and pulled back out.
Mm-hmm.
But he's making sure he's keeping tabs. Dragon knows he's here.
All right, we're going to get our first big push out, and Lurker is already out as well. We do have one Observer here at least, and the Scourge Muta going to dive on top of these Storm, but they're getting way too far ahead. I think a couple are going to go down potentially. And man, I thought that was going to go much worse for Dragon. Oh my god, big Storm on these Lurkers, super softened up now, but the Observer does go down, so we cannot continue pushing anymore.
Yeah. I mean, diving in there and grabbing that Observer on top of grabbing the Templar is super nice. You know, suddenly Protoss is just stuck here. Can't go forward. Doesn't even have a
Yeah.
Storm yet if he wanted to.
Yeah, one Templar with almost Storm energy, and Young gonna start pivoting to the left here to potentially cancel this third base, and Dragon really can't afford to have this third base get canceled while there's a fourth base up for Eon.
Yeah, and this is, yep, and that's gone.
Yeah, he's kind of committing to a bit of a counterattack, but this wasn't like a big attack from Eon. This was a very small handful of units he used to deny that base.
Yeah, he's still got army spread out all over. Yeah, Overlord vision everywhere. Getting defenses up, bringing in extra army. Maybe going for a bit of a 360 surround here.
Yeah, Dragon has to commit, but his plan basically is he needs to be able to kill this base off while taking a different third.
Yeah.
And yeah, he just gets fully surrounded, and GG gonna be called. Super clean game from Eon. Gonna win that first game.
GG's. A great way to start the series.
Yeah, that was a term that I've been hearing a lot lately. That was the clapping.
The clapping.
Yeah, that was rough. I mean, Dragon just couldn't seem to get anything going for him. His Corsair timing was pretty solid, but the Spire timing was also great. He got all the information he needed, just could not get out on the map without being spotted, and just Eon just always having what he needed at the exact moment to deflect it.
Absolutely, and it's just lots of scouting, lots of being in position, and just really good game sense.
Yeah.
Knowing what corners to cut, it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was a very strong execution. We'll see if Dragon come up with something to kind of mix it up a little bit or cause a little bit of chaos. I think it's just too much of Eon being able to do whatever he wanted that game.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like Dragon is doing some replay review real quick, so I mean,
Yeah.
I get from his perspective, it probably felt like he was in a good spot and it just kind of slipped away. Right? So I think going back and looking at the replay and going, "Oh, no. That was just a rough game."
Yeah, he might just be trying to look at it to see if there's maybe some sort of tendency or something that Eon showed that game, which will allow him to kind of get something done. Because it really looked like, from his perspective, there was just no window to ever do anything.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm curious what he's going to bring game 2. Obviously, the sit back and play standard didn't quite do what he was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious how he's going to play game 2. Come up with something new and interesting, hopefully.
Yeah, maybe he'll go for, because the Forge expand works so poorly against him, maybe he'll go for a bit of a gate expand or something and try to get some early game pressure this way.
Yep. All right, well, looks like our players are ready to go. So we are going to go ahead and get right on into game number 2.
All right, spawning here in the top right corner, we have our blue Protoss player currently down 0-1 on knockout. We have Dragon. And his opponent spawning in the bottom right corner, our Zerg player up 1-0. We have Eon. Eon Zerg.
Yeah.
I feel weird saying Zerg player, Eon Zerg.
The Zerg player of the Eon. Eon Zerg.
Zerg player of the Eon variety.
It would be worse if he didn't play Zerg, I think. This is our Terran player, Eon Zerg. It's like, wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
Could definitely cause some confusion, for sure. All right, let's see here. What are we going to get from Dragon? Are we going to get that gate expand? Is it going to be Forge? Looks like it's going to be Forge with the Scout.
Yeah, if you're pylon scouting, it's going to be Forge more often than not.
Is going to get that first Scout as well, so could potentially delay the hatchery this time at least, so that'll be kind of nice for him.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, that train of thought left the station before I could hop on it. Looks like we go overpool, actually. So first scout overpull, you're definitely gonna go forge 2 cannons on close spawn.
Yeah. I mean, this is good for Dragon, right? It's definitely a better start than last time. Well, I guess he did get first scout last game as well, now that I think about it.
Interesting. I wonder if he's gonna put the gateway here. And go for that more Korean style, because that lets you put the cannons here, so that way the Hydra Bus can't kill the forge.
I think that would kind of make sense here, to do it with this kind of low ground ramp.
Yeah.
He did let that hatchery go up, which is kind of surprising. It must have snuck by him at some point, or he tucked it somewhere, because he definitely missed it. He just confirmed the hatchery.
Yeah. I'm feeling it went down just as he was looking back to probably drop the forge or something. Just a little lucky play for Eon Zerg. Alright, what's in the egg? Only 1 set of lings.
Yeah, I think 1 set of lings makes pretty good sense. It's going to be that 13-13 from Dragon.
Yep. So my question is though, can Hydras with range reach that from here? Or is it just outside of range?
It's close, honestly. The thing is you can do like, you can have 1 to spot it and then move them up a little bit. They'll have the missed shot, obviously, but
yeah,
you can still clear it that way at least.
I feel like, so a lot of people when this map came out talked about how it was really good to stop Hydra Bus. Because, oh, the Hydras will get stuck in the trench and everything, and they won't do much. What no one talked about until games started being played on this map is the fact that you just sit a bunch of Hydra Lurker right here, and Protoss never breaks out. It's honestly beautiful.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about a little bit earlier. I guess I didn't quite finish that train of thought, but that is one thing I've said. When I first saw this map being introduced, I was like, man, isn't Lurker Contain gonna be like insanely powerful because they have to come up a high ground to get there? Like,
how's it feel seeing the future?
Feels good, man. It's always good to confirm that you're right about something.
Alright, we're going layer in the natural again.
Yeah, I wonder why he has that tendency.
Part of me assumes it's just the probe scout. But the other thing to consider too is that it gets a bunch of extra health, right? So maybe
we've had, yeah, I was about to say,
trick.
We did the trick. I was about to say, we have been supply blocked for so long as the Eon Zerg. He clearly thought he made an Overlord and did not make the Overlord, so...
Overlord,
I mean, we've been at 19 supply for an eternity.
It's always painful. You're like, alright, let's start building things. What do you mean I don't have an Overlord?
I think it was one of those moments where it's like, you think you built one, and you're like, alright, it's going to be hatching any second now. Any second now. And then it just never comes, and you're like, oh my god, I never started it. Like, it feels so bad. He's definitely hurting, because we had so much larva just sitting there for so long. So, kind of the first mistake we've seen out of Eon, at least the first, like, major mistake we've seen out of Eon so far.
Yeah. And we'll see how that plays into Dragon's build, because Dragon's build's looking, overall, rather clean. So I'm curious if, you know, that just those small mistakes will add up quickly enough.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Hatch 4, Hydra Den, no Spire.
No Spire. Interesting. I wonder if that's because of our mistake earlier that we're just hurting for eco so much because our drone count got delayed so much that maybe we're just deciding to cut the Spire.
Yeah. And I mean, lightning doesn't strike twice, right? No reason to do it twice in a row when you can go then for, you know, some sort of 5-hatch Hydra bust. And get a, see if you can win on a map like this. Or go for a Lurker Contain, as we've talked about. They are pretty good on this map.
Yeah, I think that's what this is going to be transitioning to from here. It's going to be... We're taking a lot of damage on this course here. We got to be careful that we're not losing this. Oh, I see what he's doing. He really wants his Overlord, but he doesn't have enough to kill it. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, I think you're 100% right. I think from what we're seeing right now, this is going to transition into a contain.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how Dragon will deal with that because I don't know. I've seen a lot of Protosses just die to the contain. You break out, or you go to try and break out, you lose, and then it's just, well, that was fun.
It's so hard too. Like you have, I mean, look at the way the map is designed. We have this high ground outside of this ramp into this little pocket here, and then there's a high ground behind that or bridges below that. Like it's really not a good choice no matter which way you go.
Yeah. And I mean, I've always said the quickest way to lose a game is try going over bridges.
Yeah.
And I think this map has really shown that off.
Yeah, I experienced a lot of that when I was playing Protoss on Dark Origin as well, just being contained on that bridge.
Dark Origin was really good for it. As a third
Here we
player.
go, a bunch of Zealots coming out. Speed did finish just in time. I'm gonna be looking to kind of wrap around a bunch of them and give Eon something to worry about, right? Where he has to worry now about these Zealots running out onto the map. But Eon is just pumping nonstop off this 5-hatch Hydra, and 5-hatch Hydra is very scary because you have to respect the kill potential that 5-hatch Hydra has.
Ooh, that was nice. He had a really quick Overlord speed. I feel like that's just worth pointing out. If you're gonna go for a contain, it's really nice to have though, because they'll come out to snipe your one Overlord, build a DT, and you just kind of, well, that was fun. But with Overlord speed, you can not have to worry about that nearly as much.
This is the part about 5-hatch Hydra. I think this build is super strong when it's done well. And this is the part that like really sucks about it is you have to respect it and you have to make cannons. It comes so late that you feel like you shouldn't have to make cannons, but you do have to make cannons. And a bit of a slow reaction there from Eon, so they're going to lose a couple Hydras and a couple more are going to be softened up pretty good.
I don't think
but
he
yeah,
was
you have to respect
it.
it.
Sorry,
say that again?
He was standing here with the Hydras, and I don't think he was missing on that gateway.
Yeah, I wasn't watching, but yeah, you might be right. It might actually be just long enough.
Oh, there you go. Second Corsair down.
The last of our ability to scout has fallen, and that's always scary because when your Corsair die, and the Zerg knows that your Corsair dead,
Spire.
Yeah, you know how it goes, guys.
Oh man, that's my favorite time to drop a Spire. There are no lurkers.
Yeah, he did this kind of like 5-hatch pressure into tons of drones and a 4th base. This is a pretty unique way of doing it. Now, you see the saturation on his bases is actually pretty low still. Like, I said a ton of drones, but like if you look at like the 3rd and the natural, like this isn't like fully saturated, right? It's okay saturated, and especially the new 4th base is only just a few, but yeah, he's just planning on leaning like very, very heavily. Went straight to this extra gas because he wants to commit to the lurker contain. I think that's what it was for, right? I think it was more for the gas than the actual minerals.
And I mean, anytime you can get an extra gas up and running a Zerg is just a good day, because so many things that you want to do cost a lot of gas. Like Hydras might not cost a lot of gas, but lurkers do, defilers do, ultras do, mutas do.
Yeah. Here we go, boys. We were talking about this. It's going to be the lurker contain across the bridge. We did make that Dark Archon because we lost our Sam. We're worried about it, but and they're not useless against Hydra, right?
No, Maelstrom's really good. It's not better against Hydras, but I feel like it's still in the current meta underrated against Hydras.
Yeah.
And I also think it's really underrated against Defiler. Like, being able to just delete Defilers as they eat Lings is so powerful.
Yeah.
Alright. At this point, it's just Storm grinding. Pushing back the
hold
Hydras.
position Goons and Storm is pretty classic, but there we go. We're seeing some of the missed shots. He does clear it enough that we can kind of get a little bit across this little divot here, and
but we
be a little bit careful. They're going to dive in on top of these Templar. Yeah, it does get a Storm off. Only 2 Templar go down. so far, but this is such an annoying position for Protoss to try and fight out of.
Yeah. More Zerg coming up here to help reinforce the bridges.
I mean, look at this. We're tucking our goons on the low ground. Like, nice Maelstrom actually to
Look at
block
the
that one
misses.
bridge.
Yeah, that's cheeky.
We're running really low on Storm though, or maybe even just completely out of Storm, and this is where I start to get really scared for Dragon.
Sorry, Storm Machine empty.
Yeah, and just we're low ground firing with these goons this whole time. It's so much missed damage, and then we get out of that divot, and then we're fighting the Hydras on the next high ground instead. Like,
Now here's a question for you that I actually don't have the answer to. Like this goon shooting at the Hydras up on the ramp. Does it have extra mischance when it's shooting up like 2 levels of terrain?
no, it does not, luckily. But yeah, pretty rough for Dragon. I mean, that's tough. That was a tough situation. Eon, I feel like did exactly what he should have done on that map. I feel like he played the map really, really well, and
Yeah.
just a strong showing from Eon. Like a really easy win. It feels like across the group here for him.
Yeah, and now we're going to see if we can't get Eon Zerg in here to answer a couple questions about how he felt about that. So give us 1 second here, guys. I think he's just checking the VOD, and then we will get him in here.
Sounds amazing.
All right. All right. Get him in here. Also get ready to do the prediction here. So what's next? Losers match, which is going to be Fear and Radley.
Radla.
Nice. I am curious to see what Fear wants to pull out here. Because like I was saying before, with Fear being a bit of a non-standard player, and Radley obviously also being a non-standard player, I'm kind of curious to see
Is
how
Fear
that's going.
non-standard?
Usually.
Gotcha.
I feel like he did play the 1 game standard, but I think, at this point he's gonna go, let's have some fun.
It's good. It's good to play for fun. Something I should learn to do.
Man, imagine playing for fun.
Imagine.
All right, close the prediction. All right. All right, so letting them know the order of things. Eon Zerg said he can. Laughing about forgetting the Overlord. He realized it. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, forgetting that Overlord hurt. I can't wait to ask him about it. I'm curious what his reaction was. Or he was just like, crap.
Yeah, it hurts. Especially for that long. I mean, it was such a long time. And I know that's what it was. I know he was like waiting for it to hatch that whole time, and it just never
Yep.
never was.
There he is. Hello, hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, perfect.
Well, welcome. Congrats. GG's. You made it out first.
Thank you. I'm actually surprised I made it first, to be honest.
Really?
I usually struggle against Dragon.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying, that I feel like Dragon's PvZ is usually really strong, but man, you played really, really clean today. I honestly could find very few mistakes outside of forgetting an Overlord for about 3 minutes. So
I mean, that was huge. That was actually huge.
yeah.
I panicked so bad because I was chasing his worker. And I feel like that was like, I don't know. I guess I didn't press to make the Overlord.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, that was
So
pretty brutal.
you opened obviously winning against Radley. How are you feeling that series? He kind of like had a half of a mech transition somewhere in there. What were your thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, Radley is usually a very strong mind player because like he loves to mix one base strategies. So I honestly I was mostly thinking that he will try to do something like that. I was preparing mostly to face something tricky for him. Like it could be like even like a two barracks opening into common center, but
Yeah.
you really don't know, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, I was mostly thinking he would do like that. So like him playing a standard was a surprise to me, and luckily I killed his scouting SCB, and he wasn't able to count my servings. So I
Yeah.
just like didn't make any. I just went full eco. So
Yeah. You had some incredible moving shots there. Like
yeah.
it definitely shows that you have practice on. Turn rate 16 with some little bit of lag jitter. You're still getting all those moving shots. It was truly impressive to watch.
Um, I think I was mostly lucky because I was trying to hit that SCB. Like if you see, he sent the SCB to the bottom left.
Hmm.
I was trying to chase that SCB from that point, and I wasn't able to do that. So it wasn't as clean as you think, actually.
Yeah, I noticed that at first that because when he was coming to your base, I was like, oh, we only got 2 shots on it so far, so it's actually not that bad. But then you caught up to it and actually killed it from there. So I was kind of surprised you managed to pull it off. But yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then about the mech transition, honestly, um, the thing is like he lose the first two Valkyries, so at that moment I
Hmm.
was like confident that because like you are not really supposed to lose the two Valkyries like that without getting
Yeah.
anything from it. So like from
Yeah.
that moment I feel like he's below the just like it totally failed, I think. Like
Yeah.
he was like not able to really deal with the mutants. Like if you think about it, the mutants were alive until like the very last moment of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were getting value the entire game out of those mutas, which yeah, typically when someone's going Valkyrie, it usually puts a timer on the timer on the mutas, but it didn't happen this game. So
No, you got
yeah,
some
like
good
you said,
jumps
getting
on them.
those early
But
picks on that Valkyrie is pretty huge. Because Valkyrie are expensive. I mean, it's 275 per Valkyrie.
The thing is like if he just like he for example like get to four Valkyries, it's a totally different situation for him. He can be more aggressive. He can
Yep.
like put pressure on my expansions or like a mid map at least. Like he was never able to do any kind of aggression because of like losing the first two Valkyries.
Yep. Absolutely.
yeah, and then obviously 2-0 versus Dragon. A lot of people consider Dragon to be one of the top foreigners, and how you feeling about that? Chat was saying that you have some history of winning, but how
I
does it
don't
feel?
think so. I actually do bad against Dragon. I'm telling you, and his teammate. I actually do bad against him.
Yeah.
Um, but the thing is like I don't know. I feel like the first game he was just too passive
Hmm.
for some reason. Just like he just stayed in his two bases for so long. Like if you think about it, I was able to take a four expansion and put drones and everything, and he was like still at his main. So
Yep.
it was just like kind of like very passive games from him. I guess like the second game he wasn't really passive, but he was like expecting more aggression for me, I guess, and he
Hmm.
played a
Yeah.
bit more defensive. But the first game, I'm not really sure about this, like, but he ever like go to like six coursers or like something like that? Or he just like stop at like five?
I
I
think he
think it
stopped at
was just
5.
5. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's the reason he didn't really try to do something else in the map. Like he was afraid to lose five coursers, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. That was kind of my take on the game was you were pretty much allowed to do everything you wanted that game. You went to like 6 hatch, you droned up super healthy, took a fourth base like really early, and every time he kind of stepped out of his base, you saw him coming out and then he would just turn back around. So there was like no pressure on you. And it just kind of showed you showed us that game, Eon, that if you get to do what you want, you are an incredibly powerful player.
I mean, I think every third player, if you allow them to do whatever they want, they will
Sure,
be
sure, sure.
extremely happy to. The problem is that usually they don't allow you to do that kind of stuff. They put more
Right.
pressure into you and they force more mistakes from you, and like it gets tricky.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like overall, I think like I'm happy with the performance, man. Like I think I take it. Like advancing first, that's great.
Yeah.
I
Nice.
honestly was preparing for like decider maps, to be honest.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got 2 questions for you. These are my last 2 questions, and then if Odyssey's got anything. But who do you want to see make it out of this group second? We'll start with that.
I mean, Dragon for sure. We're NAS, so
Teammates,
playing
man.
with Dragon.
Yeah, fair. Sometimes maybe you want someone easier in the round of 16. But all right, and the second question is: we have 4 players in the round of 16 waiting. We have DeWalt, we have Striker, we have Zero, and we have Julian. Which one of their groups do you want to be in?
I will take Zero. Tournament
Zero, yeah.
organizer. It can be that difficult.
He's got some killer ZVZ though. He took down Striker in best of 5, I think. ZVZ.
Yeah, he beat me actually in this
Yeah,
BSL
Zero's a bit of a
tournament.
ZBZ specialist. Yeah.
But yeah, that will be great to match him. I think I will take my revenge on him.
I like that. I like looking down on the tournament organizers. That's.
I mean, to be fair, you probably beat me in a ZVZ. I'll give you that one, but Zero's going to be a little bit tougher. All right, Ozzy, you got anything else?
To be fair, I need to step up my CBC. I don't think I'm doing that great, but yeah, I honestly I don't really care too much like who I face. I think as long as I play my game, it should be good enough.
That's the spirit. That's what we want to hear around here.
Yeah, that's a really good mentality to have for sure. I mean, if you're planning on, you come into these tournaments, you plan on winning, then you got to beat everybody one way or another. So, face them whenever you face them.
Yeah, when I saw the tournament getting announced and the original format and all of that, I was actually interested in taking part of it because it's something fresh, something new. I'm always excited to play this kind of tournament, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a fun tournament, and I mean, we've got several more to come, so if this season isn't yours, then next season better be. How about that?
We will see. Like thinking about taking whole seasons already is too much. Let's go round by round, and we'll see what happens.
I respect it. All right, well, thank you very much for your time. Congrats, and we'll see you in the round of 16.
Hey, thank you, guys.
And for everyone else, we're going to take a quick break here as we get set up for our losers match between Radley and Fear. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hello, hello.
What's up, boys and girls? Surely.
Statistically, there's got to be at least one.
There's got to be at least one.
Either my mom or my girlfriend is watching, so there is statistically one.
There you go.
All right. It looks like the players are ready to go. They have been sitting here ready for what is going to be the greatest loser match we've had so far.
Fear versus Radley on Litmus for game 1.
Oh, yeah. Fear wasn't going to let Litmus slip by. Forgot the player cams. 1 second.
That's all good.
High value production, chat. No issues ever.
Ever.
Not a single one. We around here are the best of the best. I tried to say it with a straight face. I really did.
You almost got there, I think.
Yeah. But I got as close as I definitely could get. That's for sure. All right.
And what more could you ask for? All right, our players spawning here in the top right corner. We have our Terran player Radley. And at the bottom right corner, we have our blue Protoss player Fear.
All right. So, have you watched
Pylon
Worst
Scout.
Place on? Have you ever watched Worst Play on this map?
No, but I feel like I heard something about something he does here.
If he thinks he can win, he will do the double gas steal.
Really?
Yes, Worst will do the double gas. I've watched him do it. It's hilarious. He did one game where he did a double gas steal and built like a gateway like right over here in the main. And it was just one of the dumbest games I've ever watched. But I love it.
That is like the ultimate disrespect.
But I'm curious if Fear once again is a bit of a crazy player. So I'm curious to see if he'll try something like it.
Yeah, Radley did get a little bit unlucky. That SCV just sat completely still while that probe was chipping away at it. So one of those SCVs pretty low, and this is going to be messing up his gas timing and everything quite a bit. I mean, this gas is really, really late at this point.
So no double gas steal, but he is getting a lot of damage on these SCVs, which doesn't look like we're gonna have a Zealot follow up, but
Yeah, and I like skipping it. I don't know if that was like something he chose to do or not, but we're gonna get that full wall from Radley, so not making the Zealot here is really, really smart. Either way.
yeah. The probe hitting the SCV across the wall. Probes are a good unit, guys.
Yeah, this SCV is like really low too. It's being delayed even more. I mean, this factory is gonna be crazy late. Like a normal factory timing is 2:30. We're gonna be looking like 2:45 or later potentially here. We don't even see.
Yeah.
There's the SCV now.
And
So
249.
248, 249, 248. Yeah, you know, it's so funny that this just happened. By the way, because so I just recently made a joke about this, where I was talking to Gypsy, and Gypsy was like, "Hey, have you been hitting your 230 factories?" And I was like, "Yeah, I've been doing it. I even hit like 228 a few times recently." And he's like, "What about when the probe was in your base?" And I jokingly said, because this happened to me once, I jokingly was like 247. Well, the probe was in our base, and we just dropped a 248 factory. So we've all been there. Like that was kind of the joke, where it's like this just extremely ridiculous number, but we've all been there. Like this has happened to all of us as Terran players.
Yeah, it's the best laid plans, you know. Don't often survive first contact with the enemy, or however it goes.
Yeah.
Once that probe's in your base, all bets are off.
Is this 2-fact? We're doing 2-fact?
Yeah, looks like.
Yeah.
Which,
All
I
right.
mean, you do have 2 gases, so he could theoretically go double add-on, mine this gas real quick, and do a massively powerful one base push.
That sounds terrible, and I love it. Why not?
Like, this is Radley versus Fear we're casting. If it sounds silly, it's probably going to happen.
Oh my god, it's actually happening. You know... Oh my god.
I'll take my check in the mail, please, and thank you.
So we're gonna do like a 2-fact with like 5 or 6 tanks or something. Like we're gonna do something kind of weird with like a really high tank count. That's what this looks like to me.
And Fear is not going to see this coming until it's a little too late.
You know what's funny about this is Fear went 10-15, which crushes 2-fact. But this is gonna be a 2-fact that's not actually pushing for a long time, and it kind of changes the way this is gonna work out. I think. We're even going straight to Starport. Okay.
Interesting.
Show me something, Radley. Let's see it.
Yeah,
I don't know what we're cooking up here, but
just in time for CPL. Everyone take notes. This is going to be on your CPL test at the end of the preseason.
meanwhile, we have Fear going 2-gate Robo on one base, so they're just gonna try to out one base each other. This is amazing. It might be a 5-tank push. That might be what we're going to be looking at. 5 tanks, and I guess we went add-on for the starport, so we're going to go dropship.
Science facility,
And
no?
sci-fi. What are we doing? What am I looking at? Are we nuke rushing? What are we doing?
I don't know. But my OBS just went really weird, so... The stream is still happening, it looks like, though, so that's fine. I think my OBS just full screened itself.
Okay.
Unexplainedly, it just went full screen. I saw the flash and was like, please tell me it's still running. As long as it's still running, we'll figure out the rest. This is a Dragoon and 2 Zealots, by the way, in here.
Yeah. What are we gonna do? Try to bulldog the one base Terran? I don't know.
Against 6 tanks, I think even Bulldog would look at this and go,
Yeah, you can't bulldog this. I wonder how many tanks are we going up to? What exactly is he doing? Like tanks plus vessel in case it's DT rush? Is that our build?
It's blinking. I don't really have an answer, but I can tell you it's blinking.
I think this is a mass tank vessel push.
This might be the most Radley build you'll see today.
He's gonna shuttle into his main, and Radley's leaving. This might get pretty chaotic.
The possibility of shenanigans are indeed high. Yeah, so Fear sees this and is all like, wait a minute, what? If he can get back over here and just kind of put it... Alright, why did we go down the ramp?
Yeah, definitely a mistake from Fear. Had a move command issue. Yeah, I think the control group. I think they're part of the control group, so we just donated a bunch of units.
There was such a great play there, too. If he just parks on top of the ramp, like the Zealots on the ramp, Dragoons behind it, you can definitely get a handful of tanks there.
Yeah, we're rushing up to a bunch of gateways now, but our goon count is really low. There is like 40 tanks on one base coming across the map right now, and I don't know that Fear's going to be able to hold on.
There's definitely more tanks than there are Dragoons.
And we're going to have a D-Matrix soon, too, which is pretty insane.
Yeah, this is one of the one base all-ins of all time. GG.
GG, going to be called from Fear. And... What a wild one from Radley. I couldn't imagine anything worse sounding than going 2 gas on one base, and then, you know what, it actually checks out. When you say, what do you think about this? And I say, that sounds horrible. The next logical step would be, well, then Radley's going to do it. Like,
yeah. I think you should have seen that one coming there.
All right, Radley.
That was...
And we had the vessels, so DTs weren't the answer. You know, he thought of everything.
Truly a well thought out build. I don't even know how you follow up from that. Like, what does game 2 even look like from either player? Like, I feel like you just 9-9 after that. Center 9-9, hope for the best, but
yeah, I don't know. I can't think of a 10-15 being blocked any harder than what Radley did. It's funny because it's like 2-fact against 10-15 is usually really bad for the 2-fact, but then
Yeah.
What if the 2-fact never attacks you?
Yeah, he just sits there and all of a sudden it's like, whoops. Well, that was one of the games. Well, at this rate, we might be nice and quick into the deciders match.
Could be. Looks like our next map here is going to be Dominator. We have spawning here in the top corner, or not top corner, but this top spawn. We have our Protoss player, Fear. And his opponent here on the right, the middle right here, we have our Terran player, Radley, whipping out the most god tier 1-base 2-fact I've ever seen before.
That just, I'll admit, I love Litmus. There's, we have a fun league, we call it UPL, Uncoachable Pupil League, or Pro League. And it's mostly just like a pro league style thing for us fun people who are bad at the game. And I played against Rice Hat on Litmus. And I did a 2-base, so my main and my natural, Crazy Zerg play. And I had ultras at like 8 minutes and just walked out and killed him. He was so mad. I'm like, I love this map, guys. It's just... mwah.
Yeah, 8-minute ultra sounds amazing.
It was the most... Because you only need one set of Sunken, so I had so many extra drones.
Yeah.
And then just ultras start coming out, and he was like, what do I do against this? But don't tell Rice Hat, because he'll get upset. Rice Hat and I play so many games together, and I win doing the dumbest things, and he gets so tilted, and I feel bad.
It looks like we're probably going to get 15 CC here from Radley.
Interesting that he's not building them next to each other. Like, it's not like it's like a wall setup, but it's not a wall, you know? Like the building is interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of an odd wall for sure. You could have just done Eric's Depot and then it would have wall off against the Zealot, so...
Yeah.
But gonna get scouted early and then he's gonna start his gas, which I just find this strange to do on a 3-player map like this because the odds are you're gonna get scouted early.
Yeah, I'm
you
not
don't
sure what
really
he's
see
thinking.
15cc very often on this map because of stuff like that. And this is just a great map too for the proxy robo push. It's another reason you don't see 15 here.
Yeah. I like this map's good for proxying and just generally all sorts of cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I guess we're going to trade out workers there. The power of the SCV being 20 health extra.
Yeah, they also just attack faster, I think.
Do they really?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure if you're even HP that the SCV wins. Even though you have the regen for the probe and drone.
Alright. I remember hearing this a long time ago on the UMS forums. Isn't it true that either drones or probes mine faster than the rest of the workers?
Probes do because the Nexus is bigger.
Interesting, because the Nexus is bigger.
Alright, Zella gonna get in here, get a few swipes, but not gonna be able to kill Marines. So we've lost that probe as well as the Zella now, and this has not been a great start for Fear. Gonna go for his kind of classic 2-gate, and we're gonna be rushing DTs, it looks like, boys.
Well, if Radley
Oh my God,
rushes
it's
Side
another-
Vessel again, suddenly it's a good build.
Wait, this is actually really bad for Radley. This is gonna be a really late 2-fact because of our build getting disrupted. And there is like a 0% chance this hits before DT. And we don't have that second gas, so I don't think we're going to be getting that vessel this time with it either.
Aw, good try, but yeah, I think we might get a game 3 out of these two. And if a game 3 out of these two is not what I had in my bingo card today, but I'm so happy for it if we get it.
Yeah. I mean, it is winnable from the 2-fact side if you get your mines and stuff out. I'm just a little bit worried about how late it all is. Although Fear is also not like straight rushing it either, right? It's a little bit delayed on his end too, so...
Yeah, DTs are going to start now. And DTs are like, what? 40-second build time? 35, 40? Somewhere in there?
Yeah, this is kind of just a build order loss for Radley at this point. think we just started mines now.
Imagine if you went siege
Oof.
first. Say, oh, yep, I got siege mode. Oh, what's that blur? Fear, though, not treating it like a DT all in. He's just going to get his range and stuff. He's going to, happy as can be, take his Nexus.
Yeah,
And
DT
if he
and a
accidentally
Nexus.
wins, you know?
Yeah. I mean, if Fear makes mistakes, this is holdable for Radley, but it's not holdable for Radley.
Radley's going to push out quick here. Do you send the DTs in, or do you just fight the army?
You can just kill the army at this point, because he's got another one wrapping around as well. Well, we want to keep one here. We definitely don't want to send both.
Yeah, I think he's realizing that.
That was a big mistake from him to kind
Still
of
don't have
split
mine.
off here.
Oh. Speak of the devil. Hey, DT, man.
All right, well, he should be able to hold this. We'll see how much damage he takes. There's really no reason that we should be taking damage here. It's definitely a bit of a mistake there from Fear. And we got to be careful about this DT coming in, because we don't want to set that mine off on top of our probes. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, that second mine almost just took a lot with it.
Yeah. Pretty painful for Fear, and you know, not to be too harsh, but completely avoidable.
Yeah.
And he'll be able to get these 2 depots, which is nice, I think. Yeah, as long as he's watching, he's able to click these 2 depots, so that'll supply block Radley at least and be pretty annoying for him.
He does have the nice advantage that he did kill the, or at least forced the cancel of the Nexus, or the command center.
Oof.
But losing DTs like that, that's not great.
Yeah, losing these 2 DTs, didn't even get the depot. We have 1 goon, and our economy's like... Yeah, it's not great. We lost so many probes to these mines.
Yeah, we're going to lose a couple more here. Oh. Oh.
Alright, turret gonna come up here for Radley. He's gonna be able to take that natural now.
Friggin' DTs, man. So good, but so stupid sometimes.
Alright, and do we rush a vessel, or is this gonna be for drops? I'd actually like drops here a lot more. I think a vulture drop here could be super strong after doing all that damage.
Yeah, it's going to be a drop. I definitely agree with you. I think that's going to be really strong. Fly it around, land it over here. Just fly up in here, pop, 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 pop.
Yeah, I need to start utilizing drops more. We see him send up these defensive turrets and mines to make sure he doesn't get DT dropped or anything like that, so trying to cover all of his bases here. And we'll probably see the Academy coming down relatively soon. But yeah, this vulture drop has a lot of potential. I don't think Fear is going to be expecting this after what's happened so far.
Yeah, it's going to catch him off guard. He doesn't really have anything on the map either to check except this probe that's thinking about a third base. And as long as the dropship doesn't fly over that, it's going to go completely unscouted until it's too late.
Fear... Oh, I think he's going for his own DT drop. I think that's why that was rallied there.
Yeah, I think so too. Can't park there, bud. You gotta move up a little bit.
Alright, here we go. Fear did notice relatively quickly and the DT started moving, but we're going to start losing some probes here. It's going to be 2 probes so far. 3rd probe going to go down. 4th probe, and maybe that was 5 actually. 4 or 5 there. So decent damage, but not really as much as I expected. Okay, a 6th probe goes down. I mean, it's good though, right?
Yeah. And I mean, all the lost mining time when he doesn't have that many workers to begin with.
Yeah, and there we go. There's the shuttle and the DT going to go for his own drop now. But Radley's set up pretty good here.
Yeah, he was ready for this. Oh, well. I guess we get some goons in place. Not as bad as it could be.
Bit of a redrop here, but yeah, the goons did start to move a little bit. I think he's watching his shuttle right now or something because the gun's not really moving. And a couple more probes going to go down. And here we go. The drop happening as well in Radley's base. And turret mines is going to drop out and maybe go for the turret, but our vessel just popped. Radley a bit slow to react, though. I'm having to pull his markers away. Academy getting targeted. Are we going to repair that?
No, apparently not. Oh.
Okay, he did start his scanner just in time, which is really the only important part anyway.
Only one of them, though, looks like.
Yeah. All right, definitely a pretty chaotic game so far.
Oh, yeah. Both players just going out of their way to do some weird things against each other. And, I mean, when you put the names Spear and Radley together, this is pretty much what you hope for.
Yeah, for sure. And are we going to get a 3-fact push? Because that's what it's starting to look like. And there's the covert ops.
We
boys.
got nukes, baby, coming.
The thing is, we do have to rebuild the academy.
Yeah, it's true. You do need an
make our
academy to
ghost.
only ghost. Okay. I haven't double-checked this, but I am rather confident that the ghost has the most requirements to build in the game. Like, out of any unit.
Oh, like tech requirements?
Yeah. And not just like, oh, it's the last unit in the tech tree, in that, like, it requires an academy, it requires the covert ops, it requires, I guess that's it.
Yeah, it depends
I
on
feel
when
it's
you go down the
everything.
tree, right? It would be barracks into academy, into factory, into sci-fi, into covert ops.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you take it like down the list, you have to make basically everything before you can make them.
Oh. Bye, goons. And now we just go right back in the base. Alright, Academy coming back. Oh, we're getting a Festival upgrade. We're not getting a Covert Ops upgrade, though.
Yeah, well, you need the covert ops to start your vessel upgrades. You didn't know?
Oh, well, I don't play Terran, you know. Maybe it's just one of those things I don't know.
So I'll tell you what he's getting. He's getting EMP because we want to nuke an EMP and Nexus to kill it in one shot.
Yeah, that checks out, actually. Doing the math in my head, like, wait, no, yeah. That'll do it. Alright. We do have to stop building SCVs so we can build the nuke silo.
There's also a chance he's not going nukes, and he might just actually be going lockdown.
You don't have, don't you have to research lockdown as well, though?
You do, yes.
Maybe he just wants ghosts, you know? Concussive damage is good against zealots. Maybe High Templar. I think they're also small.
You
counters?
cannot lock down Templar or Zealots. It's
No.
only the goons.
I meant the concussive damage of their rifle.
Oh, gotcha.
The,
Yeah.
what, base 8 or 10 damage it does of concussive damage?
I think it's 10, yeah. Yeah, they actually shred Zealots. It's pretty insane how good Ghost are against Zealots.
And I remember playing always, like, you know, bunker defense and other, like, special forces games and such. And, like, wow, the Ghost is really cool because they always made it really strong. And then you play, like, actual, like, 1v1, you're like, wow, the Ghost is bad.
Yeah, they're not good against a lot. But, alright, we're going to get some sort of weird drop vessel push here. I think you wanted to go for a tank drop and EMP the Nexus to snipe the main Nexus. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's what we're going to be going for. It might actually work. I guess it's going to work.
Yeah, if
so,
you're not
alright.
getting anything over here, yeah, it's just gonna... And the D-Matrix, just to make this slightly more painful to clean up.
That is a play. That is a play that we went for, and it worked.
Yeah.
So
And now it's nuke time. Look at them. Look
Now
at the
it's nuke
boys.
time.
Yep, 10 damage, concussive type. one of 2 units in the game that uses concussive damage.
Saw a bit of a laugh out of fear there, where it's like he knows he's kind of getting trolled on a little bit here with that kind of stuff.
Yeah. The thing about Fear is he's a good spirit when it comes to this stuff because he'll do it. He's done it to enough people. He's like, yeah, you know, it happens to me too.
Yeah, and I think he saw the covert ops. That actually might be what he was laughing about because that observer just came from the top of his base there. All right, Ghost's going to be in position as the nuke researches, and we might see that nuke EMP on that third Nexus at some point. Radley definitely playing for fun at this point.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
He's
have a little bit of fun now because he has to go against Dragon to get out.
Yeah.
So I guess we might as well enjoy the moment while we can. Where the heck did the ghost go that was down here? I'm so confused.
Huh. Looks like it never even was.
Oh.
Oh, it's underneath the vessel.
Oh. Okay. That's definitely intentional, right? Yeah, that's 100% intentional.
Alright, so we got this distracting drop going on up here as the rest of the army kind of moves into position onto this third mineral-only base, getting onto this high ground. Gonna be setting up a bunch of mines. And the nuke has started, boys. There it goes. Off into the sky. EMP gonna come down onto the Nexus.
Probes
And
are running.
yeah, you can run your probes away, but we really just wanted your Nexus.
Oh, that's going to make a great thumbnail.
There you go, boys. The Radley special, finding ways to nuke. That's what he lives for, I guess.
And we still have the double drop of tanks up here ready. And at this point, it's 17 minutes in. Fear's still on 2 bases, which the fact of the matter is he's had so few probes that he still has money in both bases. I mean, he's setting up for one last hurrah. There's not a lot of tanks, honestly.
Yeah, this is kind of what happens when you're... So I actually have tried to play nukes recently in TVZ, because I genuinely think it can be good. But the problem is, it's really hard to focus on that and then also play the game at the same time properly.
Just like Larvin, play with your feet. Then it's easy.
Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah, I think in TVZ it has a legitimate potential use if you can learn how to implement it better. Because, like, think about like when you're trying to break positions and they drop a bunch of swarms and you're just like, all right, well, I can't attack there anymore. Well, what if they drop a bunch of swarms and you're like, all right, I'm nuking here now?
Yeah, I've seen it used against me and against a lot of Sunkens, right? Because I'll do like
Yeah.
when I'm playing Crazy Dirty, lockdowns going, yeah. GG's. We have cracking mass Sunkens. Thumbs up.
All right, GG's Radley going to take an interesting 2-0, definitely bringing out some more weird stuff, kind of as we expect with Radley. That that guy doesn't know what a standard game is. When he hears StarCraft and you tell him standard StarCraft, he's like, yeah, nukes are standard. I play it all the time.
Of course it's standard. Haven't you seen the box art? Ghosts were on the box
Yeah, right.
art. I'm actually pretty sure they were on the battle chest, if I remember the battle chest correctly. I haven't looked at one in years, but I feel
Yeah, I
like the
remember.
ghost was on it.
I remember when I was a kid, I used to stare at that for,
Dude,
I don't know.
I remember.
I wouldn't say hours, but I would look at it quite a bit.
Oh, yeah, same. Especially when we only had one internet connection. My brother was playing Xbox, and all I can do is campaigns and look at the boxes and read the books.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the old days where you had one internet connection. Switch
Or the
didn't
phone.
exist yet. Yeah, God. Get off the phone. I want to play StarCraft.
Like, I'm in a game. Stop picking the phone up.
Yeah. It's crazy to think that that was also within our lifetime.
Right?
And now I can go get
Yeah.
5 gig fiber from AT&T for like $200.
Yeah. Now we have AI getting absolutely out of control.
Oh, I
Like,
don't want to talk about
how
that.
is it still the same generation?
It's incredible how much tech has advanced in our lifetime.
And it's not like we're like crazy old. Like I'm not in like my 80s being like, oh, when I was a kid we had dial up and now we've got AI. It's like, no, I'm not even 40 yet, and I went from dial up to crazy
Yeah.
AI. So
Well, it's funny. I remember there's a photo, and it's like a Confederate soldier standing next to like a jet fighter, like an early like '60s jet fighter when he was like 100. And it's like, all right, that's a crazy amount of tech, but that's over the course of like 100 years. It's like nowadays, it's like, no, that was over like 20 years.
right, yeah.
All right. All right. So we'll go ahead and get the vetoes here. It looks like they're taking their sweet time. We won't throw it to a full break. I'm pretty sure we can talk for 2 minutes. I think we're capable
Yeah.
of that. God, my dog. So you can't quite see it. Sorry, I like my dogs a lot, but the one that's over here, Tolly, she's laying on my pillow, but her head's to the side of it, so her arms just kind of like stuck to the side on the pillow. I'm like, how is that comfortable? Like, she's gonna wake up and just fall off the bed because she's gonna be like, oh, leg, oh no, and I'm gonna laugh at her.
Yeah, it can be funny to watch animals sleep sometimes. They they can lay in some weird ways, and sometimes I've had cats before they get into these like crazy deep sleeps where it's like you like move their head and you would think that they're dead, like the way their head
Yeah,
just like slumps. Yeah.
and then sometimes they just don't want to wake up either, and you're just like, you good? You there?
All right.
Yeah. It's funny. They always say like
I
get a dog to like it'll wake you up in the morning and everything.
mhm.
And they once in a while they'll be like, oh, it's 5 in the morning. Let's go to the bathroom. And then after that, there's like, nah, we're gonna go back to bed. I'm like, see y'all later. Like, lazy
Okay,
bum.
I actually need to get some more water. I'm
All
losing
right.
my voice.
Yep. All good.
You guys can look at my empty chair and whatever else. I'll be right back.
The fridge. All right. Looks like our players are ready. Ozzy is filling his water. So I'm gonna flex by having my filled water bottle next to me like an adult. No, I'm just giving him crap. There we go. There's puppy number 2 that's hiding behind me. Oh, Talia woke up and fixed her arm. Looks like that was, in fact, not comfortable for her. All right, guys. How are we feeling? It feels like we've had a good day. I should do the prediction. Prediction. Guys, are you guys enjoying it so far? This is just the first group. We have, what, 5 more of these coming up? Next one, next weekend's actually Group E. Guys, keep an eye out on TL and the calendar. We have had to switch 2 groups around. So, it is Group B and Group E. Let me copy link. While we've got 30 seconds here, I will go ahead and do this. Group E, this guy right here, is actually next weekend. In Group B, Dexter, Napoleon Doodle, and Old Boy will be on the 8th of November. So these guys playing next Sunday. These guys playing next month. All right? So keep your eyes out. We'll make sure Liquipedia is updated. I just haven't sent it to Seppu yet, and he's probably watching this right now going, why didn't you tell me that yet? And I'll be like, well, I kind of forgot, admittedly. But so this is what's happening. Every other date is set. Everyone else is confirmed, so we still have all of these dates. It's just these two groups are being swapped. And let's look at Wikipedia. Look at this, guys. Unfortunately for our boy Fear. But yeah, here we go. Dragon and Radley coming on up here in just a second. All right. Feel like we won already. Prediction. Best of 3 final match. Dragon and Radley. And Nuke in an upset. Yeah, it was upsetting to watch Fear lose. That's for sure. Biggest upset of the day so far. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and Ozzy will join us here in a minute. But for now, we'll go ahead and get into game number 1 of our final series. All right. Here we go. Spawning here on the right-hand side at 3 o'clock. It is our Terran player, our nuke lover, Radley. And in the lower left-hand side, guys, you know him, you love him. It's your Protoss player, Dragon. All right, guys, last match of the day. Get your channel points in if you have any left. If you're Turtle, you might not have any channel points left. But
I threw all mine out too. I've tried to believe in the dragon upset. It didn't happen.
Yeah, it was worth a try. There we go.
Okay, sorry about that.
Nah, you're good. Ooh, Dragon going for the low ground pylon, high ground gate.
Yeah, it's an interesting way to go about it. I don't think I've ever seen that placement of it before.
I have always found doing stuff like this interesting. Like, I'm just a big fan of just, I guess, quirky things that you can do in StarCraft that no one ever does.
Yeah.
You know? And then so when people do stuff like this, it doesn't, I feel like you don't get nearly as much. Like, obviously the whole point of it is just that you have your gateway a bit more forward, but your pylon's still safe. Well, if you didn't do it, it wouldn't make too much of a difference.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It is. I mean, it's one of the beautiful things about StarCraft is the game's been out for this long, and we're still, to this day, constantly seeing new innovative things and like unique approaches and stuff, which really just speaks to the depth and the beauty of this game. I mean, we're like almost 30 years now, and we're still learning about the game. It's crazy.
And I'm sure that not a single dev on the original Brood War team, a dev looking at this and going, "What? What are they doing with my game?"
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think like StarCraft is really well designed, I think, but one of the things that makes it such a great game is all of the things about it that's not designed well.
The
you know
spaghetti
what
code.
I mean? Yeah, where it's like us Brood War players, one of the things that I love about this game is how much everything sucks to try to control. Like, you're fighting your units so much, and like normally people would be like, "Oh, that sounds terrible," but I actually like it. I
builds
actually like
stronger players.
Yeah.
I think. And it's not to, you know, smash on any other game. It's just when you have to work so hard just to make sure units get across the map, you get kind of good at the game, you know?
That's exactly it, right? That's 100% exactly my point right there. Is it's not like, and you know, no offense to any StarCraft 2 lovers, okay? But it's not like in StarCraft 2 where it's like, because the game runs so smoothly and your units do what they're supposed to do and like everything, you know, works the way it's supposed to work, it makes it where playing like at the optimal level is technically much easier. So the skill ceiling on Brood War is like unlimited. When you look at the best of the best in Brood War, they're making a million mistakes, or they're not fast enough, or like whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's no such thing as a perfect game of Brood War.
And I think that's what makes it so interesting and why we have such a competitive pro scene. And it's
Yep.
just suddenly someone does something different and it just works and they're crushing. And it takes a couple of
Yes.
seasons for people to figure out what it is and how to counter it. And then something new comes along. Like, just, Valk builds really haven't come out, despite technically being viable since 2016, have only come out in the last, like, year or two.
All right, what happened here? Radley's command center is like insanely late. Something went horribly wrong for Radley. Oh, we made the extra depot.
Yeah. Looks like you
But
just
that's
delayed it for whatever.
Interesting that we made the extra depot. We got the bunker out really early and then made the extra depot after.
I'm not sure what he's cooking up here. Maybe he was... I think he did it when his SCV got in, saw the gateway up front. Maybe he was worried that, okay, it's going to be just a Zealot drip and they're going to run past the bunker, so he wanted to be safe. But...
Yeah, did we... I wasn't watching. Do you know if Radley put 4 Marines in the bunker? Is that possibly what he did?
There's 3 or 4 in there for sure.
Yeah, it might be that he went all the way up to 4.
Yeah, that does slow you down a fair bit.
Mm-hmm.
For a 50 mineral unit, it slows you down quite a bit when you actually keep making them.
Absolutely.
Huh.
And there we go, boys. It's always something with Radley. We got the 5-15 third command center in base. I don't know how we take this third after we get this super fast CC, but we'll see what Radley's what he's thinking here, what we're gonna try to make happen.
Have you ever watched AK play?
No. I know who he is, but I've not watched him.
He will do stuff like this. He loves like super quick expands in TVP, and every time I cast him doing it, I'm like, how? Why? Why does it keep working? I don't understand what's happening.
Yeah. I mean it can be good in the right situations. Against
Yeah.
3-gate obs, it's gonna be hard. I don't know. It's hard to hold no matter what. If it's 3-gate obs, if it's Reaver, if it's DT, like it's hard to hold. But if you can hold it, maybe 3-gate obs is probably the easiest way to hold.
I mean, if he takes this base, right, he floats it up here, there's a solid
like a
chance
hidden?
that it just never gets scouted. Or at least not until it's relevant, you know?
Right.
And considering this is the mineral only, if you can take that gas base, it is just better for Terran.
Well, this looks like we're trying to take that mineral only.
Yeah. I'm just going to re-land it and build some SCVs.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Whenever I do fast command centers, I'll sometimes use it like this too. The problem is I still feel like I can't take my third after I get my full saturation, so...
Yeah, I'm just not sure he has enough. All right, we're going to pull the boys here. That bunker's going to go down immediately. It is 4 Marines in there, so that
Yeah.
answers your question.
And yeah, I mean, here we go. It's the 3-gate goon obs. And we don't have siege mode yet, so it's going to be a little bit dicey for Radley. First thing going to go down, the second thing going to get jumped on as well. And Radley might just be dead. We're just
Yeah,
dead right now.
that might just be GG.
He
I
is
like
doing
the
some
build.
counter harass on the other side of the map.
Oh,
Actually
actually,
getting a
these
lot of
are
kills.
entirely uncontested. And 2 more tanks just popped.
Okay. I mean, Dragon is losing. Oh, he lost a lot of pros, but I still don't think it's enough. As long as he's... It depends. Are we getting a block on these tanks? We are. We got
Oh.
siege mode done. Wait, Radley's going to hold.
Huh. He's going to hold. And this might actually just be okay for him. Like, not great. Rodas does have a third Nexus and 3. But the thing is, you know, normally we'd say, like, oh, 3 Nexus versus 2 CC, right? You're going to build workers quicker. He has 3 CC. It's just not on location.
Yeah. What's the saturation of Dragon's natural? Oh no, these guns are dead. Okay, wait, Dragon's unironically in a lot of trouble. This is really,
Yeah.
really bad.
Those vultures did a lot. And I mean, you can see where some of the natural probes got pulled into the main. But,
Yeah.
like, when you're resaturating up to 5 probes in your nat, it's like, not great.
Yeah, we took up their Nexus behind us as well, but I actually think this is, like, good for Radley right now.
Yeah, it's nuts that Radley now just sits at 3rd CC down. And ta-da! 9-minute 3rd.
Yeah, we got a bit of an expression there from Dragon when he saw this. He's like, wait, there's a 3rd base mining right now. What? Are you serious?
There's nothing over here to stop these Dragoons, though, from harassing.
Yeah, this is great chip damage from Dragon. This is the kind of stuff he's going to need to claw his way back into this game, because he is definitely behind. Like, yeah, he's up 12 supply, but I mean, if this 3rd base is allowed to mine this early on without too much contest, then he's going to be in a lot of trouble here in the next few minutes.
Yeah. Well, if we can grab the eBay, that's just a nice little pick off. Whoa. We don't want to be that right-clicked on it.
Dragon, Dragon, Dragon. He looked away a little bit. He likes to make these smirk faces every time something goes wrong. It's you can really tell what Dragon's thinking if you watch his face.
Very expressive player. I'm very glad that we went with the player cams. I think this was just the right call.
I really like having the player cams for the players. I mean, Radley's saturation is also kind of all over the place. That natural has like 8 SCVs on it. 6.
Yeah, this is
Okay, Dragon's saturation is starting to look pretty good again. So he's done a pretty good job recovering from that. I mean, he's up 20 supply now, so he is slowly crawling back ahead with that supply lead like he's supposed to. Extra factories coming down now for Radley. And with it being this mineral-only base, we suspect it's going to be very vulture-heavy. It's going to be like 2 add-on and then like a ton of vultures.
Yeah, I mean, look how many factories he's dropping down. Going up to 7 fact here, right off of mineral-only base. He's going to no space for add-ons next to any of these either. So this is going to be Vulture City for sure.
I think we don't even have an armory, do we?
We do
Okay,
have
we do have
one.
an armory. Okay, okay.
There's no turret underneath that.
Yeah, no turret. Wow, that is
I love Scarabs.
crazy, man.
How does Protoss have all of the dumbest units in the game? Except medics.
It's gonna be another dud.
Imagine if Protoss had medics.
Yeah, we all have our dumb units. You know, Terran's got medics. Goliath, also extremely dumb.
That's fair.
But Scourge are some of the worst. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Scourge are a menace.
Trying
How
to
bad
hit
they are.
units with Scourge sometimes is so frustrating to watch.
Oh,
no.
That's so bad for Dragon.
Dragon, Dragon, Dragon.
That was unnecessary. Just an unforced error there. And I mean, we got some damage done, but we only got like maybe 5 or 6 SCVs total.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Even though Radley was like completely open to this Reaver, he got pretty lucky, honestly. Like, the amount of damage we took could have been game-ending, but instead it was basically the bare minimum.
Yeah, we're gonna bomb some zealots in here, but our vultures are right spot to make sure that doesn't matter.
We tried to right-click the command center and it wasn't even close, really. It was a very quick repair there from Radley.
Yeah, very well
And
played.
Dragon's in a lot of trouble. Like, there's going to be a big push coming from Radley soon, and Dragon is not at the supply count he needs to be compared to the Terran right now.
No, I mean, you're, what, 12 supply off? That's, in this kind of matchup, that means almost nothing. Because we got tanks.
Yeah, and I suspect +1 should be finishing pretty soon. We're at 13 minutes now and still don't quite have it, but... Alright, Radley pushing very, very aggressively, and I think he's just going to be all in on the push at this point.
It's interesting that All right, +1 just finishes for Radley. Dragon still doesn't even have a forge? Oh, there it is. But yeah, +1 super late here for Dragon.
Yeah, good fight from Dragon. Gets onto the high ground here and takes a really good fight. Cleans up a lot of the vultures and he picks off a few tanks here on the backside. And what was going like really well for Radley, starting to look really good for Dragon all of a sudden. Although this bottleneck is brutal for these Dragoons.
Oh god, that's so many dead Dragoons.
Wow. Wait, it went so south so fast. It was looking so good for Dragon, but that, like I said, oh my god, that bottleneck crushed these Dragoons.
That's one other thing about Brood War is that balance is so often decided by map than it is more so than it is actually any discrepancy between the three races. As much as that'll make everyone mad.
Look, chokes and ramps are the great equalizer for any
Exactly.
balance complainers. And we have, I think, 1 tank and like 4,000 vultures out on the field right now.
That's fine, because vultures are good against cannons, and that's really what we're fighting right now.
Yeah, he can deny this base and maybe even start taking his own fourth towards the top side while he's doing this. And Dragon making a bit of a mistake and not fixing the transfer here. He barely notices in time.
Well, these two are still dead. Yeah. Alright, Reaver.
Another bit of attempted counter damage here from Radley. Or sorry, from Dragon. And what, gonna get a couple vultures and maybe force a transfer. I'm not sure that we got too much more damage than that. Yeah, all the SCVs managed to pull the tops out. And there was that fourth base from Radley. I think that's a really smart play.
Yeah.
Kill a base and take a base. It's always good.
Yeah. I've always liked win a fight, take a base, lose a fight, take a base, you know?
Sure.
You gotta keep the momentum going. Especially when you're winning like this, just grab a base.
I love making jokes like that, where it's like, that didn't go well, I better expand because I'm behind. Or that went really well, I better expand because I'm ahead.
When you get the Artosis get ahead, get ahead, get ahead mentality, right?
Right.
Which, you know.
Well, these units for Radley are going to be forfeit on this side. He's just going to try to trade as best as he can. Nice mind drag, though, to start us off. A ton of vultures go down, so this is really going to minimize the amount of value that he gets out of this army.
Oh. Yes, that poor tank getting stormed. Oh, come on, no!
There was so many missed shots. I was starting to believe.
He almost got it. That was almost greatness. All right, but one push ends, another push begins. All right, grab a High Templar, grab another one, maybe even a third one.
Yeah, I think his base is going to go down again. I mean, Dragon is desperately trying to get a fourth base up, and he needs one really, really badly. Meanwhile, Radley's taking the base.
That was a kill, not a cancel.
Hmm.
And Radley's just going to go home with that. Honestly, great call. All right.
I don't know why we're taking that base, but sure. I like it. Why not? We're ahead. Let's go for a hidden base.
Because
well, actually, I say we're ahead. We're not really that as far ahead as you would think. Like, he's definitely in a good spot, but his supply is surprisingly low compared to Dragon.
Yeah, after all those fights, he just doesn't have the supply, and I'm wondering if it's actually still in workers. Like, this still feels kind of sparse in terms of the amount of SCVs versus.
Yeah.
Like, that's definitely not all workers, but yeah, we're just another dozen probes walking around.
Yeah, I mean, Dragon's starting to starve now, right? We're almost mined out completely. We need 2 more bases at this point for Dragon. At least 2 more, honestly, because Radley's going up to bases 4 and 5 right now.
That's not something you see every day. Terran out expanding Protoss. Like, when's the last time Protoss needs to get his 4th base while Terran's getting his 5th, you know? It's
Yeah.
Not normally how this matchup's meant to go.
Typically not, yeah.
If Artosis were watching, he'd be screaming, "What's happening? Terran's expanding."
So basically, Dragon's going to have to get some magic done with his army supply lead right now, because he does have a massive army compared to Riley right now, or Radley.
Yeah.
So if he can get something done, then he's fine. If he fails an attack, the game just ends.
But he's down in upgrades.
Hmm.
We're gonna fly the command center away and hope Protoss doesn't notice. Oh,
I don't know how we ever get use out of this command center at this point, though.
doesn't matter. We'll be back for you, CC.
You know what it is? It's 10 supply right now.
That's just a floating supply depot.
Yeah.
Everyone says they want overlords. Congrats, you have overlords, Terran.
All right, well, Dragon not pulling the trigger, not wanting to risk it. He doesn't really... I mean, he didn't know, of course, right? How big his army was compared to Radley for a bit there.
Yeah.
So he's basically going to use this, hey, I'm maxed. Let me just try to expand. He's going to double expand. Let me just try to hold the bases with my big army and try to catch back up in that way.
Yeah, I like it. Now, a lot of times when people are maxed, it's like, well, you got to go do something, right? But I think, honestly, just holding bases is so much more of what he needs right now than actually winning a fight. Radley, of course, says, well, we're going to make the fight happen. And eventually we'll get run over by Zealots, but killed a lot of goons.
Yeah, this was a mistake from Radley, though. So it's kind of funny. A lot of times when you're ahead or behind as Terran, sometimes the play is just don't do anything and wait for your opponent to slam himself into you.
Yeah.
Well, we just had the Terran player do that to the Protoss player. We did like a push at 160 supply, which was unnecessary. Just at that point, max out, you know?
Yeah. And now it looks like Dragon's going to stop on this and try and punish.
Yeah, we're going to use this tempo advantage from winning that fight to break this base. And, I mean, we're taking 3 bases behind it. Like, our 4th is up and running again.
Oh, what a storm.
And I think this push from Radley was a massive throw. I'm just going to be honest.
Look at the scouting command center.
That's what we got it for.
I remember when I first... By the way, we do have the covert ops. Just in case. But I remember when I first started hosting CSL, the community tournaments that I run, I cut together a promo just from some games that I had played with some friends, and at one point, one of the guys is StarCraft, it was in StarCraft 2, his orbital was just floating in the middle because he accidentally clicked it to the middle. Like, he just misclicked something with a control group and brought his command center to the middle. I'm like, what's that doing there? And he's like, wait, what? What?
I've actually had those moments before where I don't know how it happens to me either, but I'll like float a command center and be like, all right, I'm going to take this base, and then a little bit later I get the notification that I have a building being attacked, and it's in the middle of the map, and it's my command center, and it's like, oh, am I retarded? Like, how did this happen?
Well, you don't belong there. Excuse me.
Sorry, excuse my my gamer words. I don't know if you like that on your stream or not. It's a bad habit of mine for sure.
You're good. We can always let one go.
Alright, Radley doing this weird, like, 8-unit push into Dragon's Natural.
There's more Zealots than there are anything else, which is never a good sign for Terran.
Yeah, there's a bit of a desperation counter. I'm not entirely sure what we were looking for there, but just trying to make something happen.
Yeah, I mean, we're out here trying to lay mines, or we're just going to lose vultures.
Yeah. I mean, Radley did get the bottom base up and running. I just think he needed to kind of chill a little bit. I think he was being over-aggressive, honestly. He denied, like, he had some great pushes, like denying that fort and stuff, and he really had Dragon on the back foot, but I think pushing pre 200 supply as Terran that late in the game is never really a good idea, honestly.
Yeah. And I mean, especially somewhere where you know you're gonna get sandwiched like that. Like trying to push in here, it's like, all right, you know he's gonna have stuff here. You know he's gonna have stuff from his other bases, so you're gonna get 360'd. It was just never a great choice, but
Oh man, so many vultures getting picked off here.
oh,
I mean, like Radley's eco has been great this whole game. We're just a little too wasteful, I feel like, with our army.
yeah, and I mean, I think the crazy thing is that he opened this with that quick 3cc and just survived. He didn't even get punished.
Really strong defensive setup here from Radley, though. I don't think this is going to work for Dragon.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, High Templars in mind. It's not something you see very often, thanks to the hover tag, but...
Alright, he's kind of starting to push through. There's still 4 tanks in the backside. We got the Master Pair, but I think this is going to end up holding Dragon. And Dragon shaking his head there. Maybe Dragon, bit of a reverse throw there. And all of a sudden, once again, it's swung back in Radley's favor.
Oh, this is going to be a 40-minute game of just game of throws. All right, Zealots deny this space.
Maybe a bit of a storm drop here over the ledge. I kind of like that idea.
Yeah.
And a nice storm drop, too. A lot of SCVs go down.
That was good. Well, sorry,
And
I
we
guess you live
decided
here
that-
now.
You've served your purpose, now die. Alright, Radley doing a bit of a push here on the top side. He's going to deny this one base. We're going to come back in for this kind of storm drop here. We do get our Templar out, and a lot more SCV is going to go down.
Storming your own buddy like that, that's horrible.
But Dragon absolutely needs these bases. He did clear that bottom base in the meantime. And I think... I don't know, can he even try to defend? There's like so much to go through to get up to this army at this point. I think he just expands to the bottom side now.
But look at the supply. First of all, good old vultures. But just like, supply's dropping like a rock on both sides, but it went from like a 40-50 supply difference to 20. You know?
Man, what a scrappy game. Dragon cleaning that army up really nicely. He's actually going to be able to get up here and save this Nexus.
Yeah. And with that, Radley, with that fight in the middle and now this, Radley's going to drop below 100 supply. Going to drop below 70 here. And that's essentially just game over for Terran. Oh, all right. We got spare command center coming in for the command center we're building. Yes, he wasn't sure where things go, so we're flying in an example so he can see what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah, I think both players are about to be on just one base mining each. We do have that mineral-only base coming down for... Oh, no, okay, we're pretty healthy there, too. Okay. There's actually a lot more left on that fourth base than I thought there would be for Dragon.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just before these mineral patches shrink visibly.
Yeah, we're just reaching the halfway mark. So Big Buzz going to come in here, and this is pretty much Radley's only mining. If Dragon busts through this, then Radley going to be in a lot of trouble. We got the D-Matrix coming down on the tanks. Is going to buy a lot of time, but they are going to go down. Yeah, no vultures and not a big minefield or anything like that. So
oh, SV's just popping.
It looks like Dragon has managed to secure this game, but what a crazy, scrappy game this one was.
Yeah, and it wasn't even like oh yeah, he got it. It's one of those, oh, does he have it? Does he? Okay, and now here we are in like the last moments of the game going, all right, we think he's finally got it.
Yeah, it really swung back and forth a lot throughout this whole game. And Dragon is going to lose that top base still, but he does at least have that healthy mining base on the left, and we got that mineral only coming up, so he's still mining pretty well, whereas Radley just has command centers flying everywhere instead of mining.
You know, I don't think they give you resources while they're flying.
Yeah, unfortunately not. Only then would Terran be balanced.
Terran players' wet dream.
Yeah, if we could just float a command center and long distance transfer the resources.
It feels like something that would happen in Stormgate.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like a Cosmonarchy thing.
You know, that's actually also true. Oh, bye dropship.
Here we go. Little kind of final hoorah push here from Radley. Does get cleaned up pretty easily. Flies through a bunch of the goons and everything. Radley down to 43 supply. Still not mining. Still doesn't want to quit. He says, Dragon, if you want this win, the mission states that you have to eliminate all of your opponent's buildings. So I think that's what we're waiting for.
The win condition is that I run out of buildings, and I still have them, so it isn't over yet.
I mean,
Fantasy
floating
would be
command
proud.
centers in the top right corner right now. He might be looking for the draw, boys.
Fantasy is so proud of this game. I mean, all right. We have ghosts.
We have Ghost.
Oh no, the ghost got stormed. No.
Oh, what a valuable storm, actually.
They're doing 2 to 3 damage per shot. So it's 2.5 damage against the 1 armor.
Luckily, lockdown lasts for a very, very long time.
Yeah. That's he doesn't even have a silo, right? No. So the ghosts are
no
just
silo.
there for lockdown, for sure.
Well, Radley's still trying to fight it out. I mean, we're picking off a couple probes, but I feel like he just
Nice.
doesn't know what we know.
Yeah, there's still a little bit of hopium left here. And this one ghost trying its best.
Alright, transferring our probes to the top side. This army from Dragon coming down, and I mean, in Dragon's... It feels weird when you're a Protoss player in this situation, because it's like, okay, I feel like I'm insanely far ahead, but he's not leaving yet, so am I wrong?
Yeah. And especially with, like, talking with CPL players, something I've said before is you can beat your opponent, but can you kill them?
Right?
Because there's just times where it's, yeah, you won the game, like you beat your opponent, but you couldn't kill them and they did something stupid and you lost the game in the end, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it always feels bad when that happens, but that's something I've tried explaining a lot to people, where it's like, you gotta, it's not just about beating your opponent. You actually have to have, like, the win condition.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
But I think the win condition for Dragon is just keep bullying these bases, yeah. As another dropship's coming in. GG's.
GG Dragon. Bit of a smile, I feel like, of relief, because he knows he had no business winning that game at multiple points.
Yeah.
That's one of those, like, I can't believe I won this game type looks on his face.
Alright. If I could type. Alright. Let's see it. That was game number 1.
That was game 1. Unfortunately for my voice, that was game 1.
Yeah. Don't worry, we are on our last series of the day, so
Yeah.
soon we can all go get drinks and relax.
Hmm.
All right. All right. Looks like our players are ready. I don't even get to drink water.
All right, looks like we're doing knockout next.
Yes.
I mention it all the time. I feel like knockout is objectively a good Terran map TVP,
Really?
but I cannot win on this map TVP. I had the same problem with Polypoid. Everybody told me Polypoid was a good Terran map, but I don't see it.
You know, I get why people would say it's a good Terran map, but I guess I don't think I don't know. I kind of see where you're coming from though. I don't quite get it.
I have a really hard time with mineral-y maps as Terran.
Yeah, when you have to go so far to get a third gas, it gets significantly harder.
Yeah. But, alright, introducing our players here. Spawning in the top right, currently up 1-0. We have our Protoss player, Dragon. And his opponent in the bottom right corner. A very creative Terran, if nothing else. Currently down 0-1. Can Radley bring it back and tie it up? Yeah, Radley. We messed it up.
Stick the landing.
I'm gonna blame it on brain fog. Okay, I've been sick for the last couple days and I've been fevering a lot today. It's part of why my voice is going the way it is right now.
Oh, don't kill yourself over it.
No, it's good. After this, I'm doing nothing for a few days, so.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
After this, I have to take care of the pups and go to work tomorrow. Ugh.
Yeah.
But I took
Work.
Friday off for Battlefield 6, so I'm excited.
Nice, man.
It's been a long time since I've been excited for a new game. As you might tell, I mostly play games that are rather old.
Sure. I think a lot of us have that problem.
Whoa. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Dragon tried to do something cheeky there, but
Yeah, that was really good SCV control from Radley. There you go, Dragon shaking his head. It's just like, it just goes hand in hand. If anything ever goes wrong, you look at Dragon and wait for him to shake his head, or purse his lips, or something like that.
man, I love like highly emotive players, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'm very emotive. I just whine and complain about how bad I am the whole time. Which I'm being told people hate, so I'm going to try to break that habit a little bit.
Every caster's got a habit, is something I've learned.
Yeah.
Is that it's either like a phrase or a tick or something. And I think that's a lot of people in broadcast in general, but I think it's easier to notice with casters, just because you actually get like a personal connection to them, parasocial or otherwise, you know, whatever. But it's I know a lot of casters, especially in StarCraft 2. I can just, if you gave me just a transcript of like what was said during the cast, I could generally tell you who it was.
Yeah.
I mean, Brood War's easy because if it's about the game, you know it's not Tastosis.
Actually true.
Love me some
Yeah,
Tastosis, but yeah.
Bit of an interesting kind of build here from Radley. We'll see if Dragon wants to poke up the ramp, because this looks like a 2-fact right now, if you're a Dragon.
Yeah. So
But
far
it's like a weird high ground 15cc.
Yeah. I'm curious.
And
why
we went
he's doing
double
high
zealot.
ground.
Like, sorry, go ahead. What'd you say?
I'm just curious. Like, I think he went high ground CC before he realized the zealots were coming. So I'm very curious as to what his thought process was here.
Yeah. I feel like as Dragon, you're not really that happy to see this. The only thing that's going to be going well for him is it's kind of hard for Radley to retake this low ground. And yeah, you see him just continuing to pump Marines. He's going to try and pump a ton of Marines. He might come down with a Vulture, but I suspect he would go for a tank first.
Yeah, I think tank first here makes a bit more sense when Protoss is outside your door like this, and there's no real way to get the Vulture out, right? And yeah.
Yeah.
He's only up to 6 Marines, and I think the biggest issue here is that he's showing all 6. Like, if you're trying to go for a push or something and showing all 6 Marines.
Yeah, he's not going to be pushing, though. This is purely for retaking the low ground.
Well, yeah, but I mean, at some point, you can only fit 4 Marines in a bunker, right?
Yeah, I mean, he might. I guess you're right. Oh, but SCV is stuck there. That's okay.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
Nope. Gotta lift.
I thought for a second that it was like actually stuck between the depot and
Timeout.
wall, and I was like, that's insane. Okay, we have a medic, boys. Why not?
You know we're gaming now.
I have such
getting
a hard
stim.
time understanding what Radley is doing. We went 15 CC, Academy. We have a tank medics.
Get
Are we
the
gonna
tank
shoot
out
the
there.
tank? And this depot taking a bunch of damage, but we're taking a lot of SCV damage, and Dragon did expand behind this.
Yeah.
So this isn't some like crazy commitment from Dragon. So this damage so far has been really, really good for him, honestly. Actually, this has been the most you could hope for as Dragon.
All right, we just hit stim. And now, I have always said that if you can get away with a cheeky stim push, like, and it doesn't get scouted, it's actually kind of good against Protoss. Because if you can get there,
It is super good.
yeah, if they don't scout it, they don't go quick Reaver or Storm or anything. You can just gun down a lot. And I think, yeah, that just is a great way to get out of his base. I think he's overstimming now a little bit, but
All right, is he continuing to make Marines? Is the next question.
negative. So stim just for the 6 Marines. And this poor medic working overtime.
Yeah, I was gonna say this poor medic, surrounded by bloody men, and she has to fix all of it.
Yep. So come on, get to work.
I mean, he might go for some sort of a push, but we're gonna have Reavers long before then. I say long before them, he's coming now, so we're going for a push, and Reavers not out yet.
Yeah, we definitely have a little bit of a window here, especially if Dragon's gonna go take his third.
Yeah, he's gonna try to fight this on the bridge a little bit, hopefully. But this is kind of scary. I mean, 3 tanks with 6 Marines, like the Marine DPS is not something to scoff at. That can actually chew through games really quickly.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean,
There we go. 2 goons gonna go down. Actually, that one barely alive. It's got like 1 HP. 6 HP.
so close. The probe survives though. Probe survived to probe another day.
But this is really
Oh.
annoying. If we get the bunker in siege mode up, yeah, we need to go before it's all up. I 100% agree with that. So
What was
great.
I watching?
Oh my god, that Scarab.
Oh, it does.
Oh my god, it does. And we're gonna get another dud. Okay, not quite. So yeah, I think that timing from Dragon was perfect. He was like 5 to 10 seconds away from never being able to break out of there efficiently.
Yeah.
Be careful with the shuttle. I was about to say, these
Yeah,
ones have
that's-
stim. You gotta be careful.
That was a good idea from Radley. Just wait till the shuttle's right on top of you and just hit stim and see what you can't get done on it. Oh.
Alright,
Couple of
so
free goons.
decent dislodge there from Dragon, so now we can take this third base the way he wants to. And behind this, I imagine, what does Radley have going for us? I think we're still on 2 factory. Adding a third now. No
Yeah.
armory, right?
No.
Oh my God, we have no SCVs.
workers either. Yeah.
Okay, Radley's in a pretty rough spot right now.
All right. I think there's a world where this Reaver just ends the game. If he gets in.
Yeah, at least he got all his turrets up in time. Factories 3 and 4 on the way, but yeah, we're 5 factoring from here. It's so slow.
Oh, we got a
Yeah, this
second
game's been
medic.
going really well. It's good. We made a new medic. We looked at that situation and thought to ourselves, I need another medic. Now that's the problem here.
Yeah, I know why I didn't win. 2 medics are better than 1.
I mean, it was an interesting build from Radley, but this is kind of what I was talking about before. Is I don't see the vision. I don't know how this was better than just going 15 CC normally.
So I think
It's
the simple
exciting.
answer.
Yeah,
I do
go
have a
ahead.
very simple answer, and it's drugs are bad. Okay.
Oh man. Radley's an entertainer, man. That's why we like to watch him play.
You know what? As someone who his entire business thrives on making content, please go ahead, make more content out of my tournament.
Right?
Not gonna say no.
Alright, looks like we might be gearing up for a bust here onto this third base that hasn't even started yet. We got him kind of securing the position, but no third CC even started.
3 Marines and 2 medics.
Yeah. I guess to be fair, the medics do have some value late game, or like mid game to late game, in the sense that when you're getting storm dropped, they actually are kind of useful to have in the mineral line.
Yeah, because you can go through and heal your SCV so that didn't die.
Because a lot of times the first storm drop, if you pull, doesn't kill anything. It's the redrop that you have to be afraid of, and the medic's going to actually fix that problem.
Yeah. I also like the idea of optical flaring things, but, you know. I don't think we're going to get it. Well, you know what? I don't want to say we're not going to get it because it is Radley.
Right? Imagine he does have optical flare.
If there was ever a game at high level...
I was just about to say it. Because I was trying to think of what we would use it for, and I was just about to say it.
Oh my god.
We might
There's
use
no
them on the
way.
observers.
Oh, there was no way as I said that. I'm sorry, it was just the perfect timing. Like, if there's ever... Oh, there it is. Aw, neighbors.
Alright, well, Radley is at least decently set up. This third base is going to be starting around the 12-minute mark, which isn't that bad considering what's been happening so far this game. And is he going to push at the same time he takes the third? Because that would be the most Radley thing as well.
Yeah. Well, look, if you're attacking them, they can't be attacking you. Big brain.
What's our SCV saturation or natural? Did we fix that?
Yeah, it's getting there.
Yeah, it's better. Okay.
He's doing a very good job of not sieging all of his tanks at once.
Yeah, he's actually leapfrogging really well so far, making it hard for Dragon to engage.
And even at the high level, yeah, sorry. I'm gonna say even at the high level, you don't see this very like you see a lot of people just control group siege. So it's really good to see.
Yeah, if you're able to do this quickly and well, it's super strong.
The
our shuttle can't see anything.
Too.
So.
Dragon sent it over there and went, wait, what? Why do I see nothing?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw. It definitely gave a little bit of a smirk there because it was like, I can't use this. I can't see anything.
I have to rewatch the VOD for sure because I don't have their cameras are off to my side screen on the OBS, so I don't get to see it as well. So I'm definitely gonna have to give this VOD a rewatch just to catch all of the faces.
Yeah, Dragon is doing a pretty decent job of fighting backwards with the Reaver at least, and we see now he's up 50 supply, so with a good engagement, he can clean this army up really nice, and we see that Swallow Zealots coming in with the goons, and he does have a shoveler too, so not many tanks here either. It is a decent-sized minefield, but I think Dragon's going to be able to clean this up pretty well, and then have a chance to kind of counter-push this third.
I'm surprised we don't have any workers or anything with it, like SCVs to try and build turrets, or Goliath to deal with observers or anything.
Well, the medics are for the observers.
You know what? You've got a fair point. Okay, you know what, sir? I respect that.
Alright, realizing the tank count's very low, drops the tanks or the Reavers right in the middle of it. Doesn't really go that well. Does get a decent hit on them, so they're very squishy right now. But rather doing a decent job of fighting back with his vultures. It is going to get cleaned up here, but I think he did. Oh my god, that last mine. Killed like 5 vultures.
Yeah. Go, Marine.
We stemmed it, boys.
There's a permanent stem, unless he builds more medics. Which, to be fair...
It like actually almost killed the shuttle.
Yeah, I mean, that was a little scary for a minute. The barracks is still landed, and that makes me scared that he's going to try and build something out of it.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if he's trying to replace medics.
Chat pointing out that Radley is one of the players of all time. And I think that is the most accurate statement. I'm loving it, though. Like, this is incredible. He's making Dragon work for that round of 16 spot, though. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'll be pretty interested to hear what Dragon thinks about these games. And what Radley's putting them through.
Fuck that guy. Alright, okay, yeah, I get it.
Where's Dragon's army? We're max and there's like 10 units on the field right now. They're just like all over the place.
Yeah, there's not really any consolidation with what he's got, which is allowing us, Radley, to come in here and break top left.
Yeah, I mean, he's losing this base. He needs to make something happen in the meantime. He's kind of just hanging out with his max supply, trying to regather everything, it looks like, to try and consolidate and maybe go for a bust now. But this isn't like a huge commitment from Radley. It is still like 15-ish supply, maybe a little bit more. Actually, yeah, it's a little bit more for sure. But if he gets enough supply, we are supply blocked. We're floating 1700. He could hold if Dragon's committing to a counterattack, but Dragon also just really not pulling the trigger. Kind of doing the same thing, it looks like, potentially, as last game, where he's just going to sit in the middle with his huge army supply and just try to grow again.
Yeah. And I mean, that's kind of the Protoss way at this point, is just kind of posture around, try and stop Terran from getting out anywhere. Problem is, Terran's already out here. And as long as you move click the vultures on the Nexus, you will absolutely reach that entire mineral line.
Yeah.
Oh, grab some High Templar. Alright, we are going to flank this army. And it's absolutely dead.
Yeah, this is going to get cleaned up pretty low here for Dragon. It'd be nice to clear
how
all these
well does he
tanks.
trade?
Should be pretty good with our tanks on the high ground. One thing you can do when you're shooting high ground is you actually target the goons in the back. And it makes it where the missed shots will still get the maximum damage on the forward goons as well.
That's incredible, actually. That's a great idea.
Yeah, we're like you pointed out, we're still not +1. We're at 18 minutes with no +1.
Yeah.
But Radley being as annoying as possible. Our natural did just now mine out with all these probes. I think these all got transferred from that third. So we got like a ton of probes here. He's getting in position too.
Yeah.
I mean, Dragon just keeps not seeing the move out here. We just lost. We lost
So
like
many
30
probes.
probes here.
Yeah. Yeah, I almost read that there was like a desync or something, which has happened in live games before. It's rare, but the problem is like desync is such an annoying thing because there's no real way to tell unless there's a Zerg in the game. But I guess I don't think they use spells if there's a desync.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a desync here to me. Did get that 3 o'clock base up and running. We took the other mineral only here on the left side as well. I mean, Dragon's trying to keep regrowing. Radley is still only on 3 base right now. And he should be starving relatively soon. Gonna be on just that 1 base mining.
I mean, Dragon's just taking more bases, hoping to Protoss his way out of this.
Yeah, I mean, there's no pressure at this point, I guess, on Dragon to make something happen anymore.
There's still a Marine. Go, buddy, go. Nope. It is just wild how far they both are, like, compared to what you'd expect, how far they are behind on upgrades.
Yeah. There we go, Radley pushing in the middle, 140 supply. Floating 3k minerals. I mean, honestly, all jokes aside, if Radley was just better with macro, I actually think he could have easily 2-0 Dragon in these games.
Yeah, he's got a lot of potential. I'm definitely glad he made it into the round of 24. And I think, yeah, if he works on some of these flaws, he can easily be a round of 16, maybe even a round of 8 player. Even with the
I mean, this
crazy
fight's
builds that he
going
does.
so good for Radley. It's still going to get cleaned up.
But it's cost
But man, that traded
efficient.
really well. Yeah. The problem is just he has no eco behind it, right?
Yeah.
Like we were floating like 3K during that push, and then I think we just like filled up all the queues or something because all of a sudden went down to like 400.
Hold tank button. Hold tank button. I think it's definitely going to be the kind of game that when Dragon, like when it's over, as long as Dragon doesn't just GG out of spite or something, he's just going to need a drink.
Right. This is definitely a game that you drink after.
Yeah. Oh, there's another blind shuttle. He's made more medics, by the way, because the other medics died. I do need to point this out.
It's very important.
Well, he killed the blind shuttle.
It's so funny. A normal person scans to kill the observers with their Goliath, but Radley scans to blind the observers.
Honestly, that's just more of a flex.
Yeah, well, if you wanted to be like super technical, that observer that's blind now takes up one supply and does jack all, so
Yeah.
technically it's more valuable to just blind it.
The medics are healing each other because they don't really know what to do. Aw. And yeah, I think at this point, Dragon should have enough to kind of push in here. We're going to drop
his
below 100
macros-
supply.
Yeah, exactly. His macro's really kicked in. He's maxed right now with Radley going down below 100, like you said, as we're kind of breaking through this position. I mean, it might be able to hold just a little bit because of this tank line.
Yeah. The one thing Radley has going for him is that he doesn't macro very well, no offense, but like he's saving up a bit of money, and even if Dragon pushes in here, he'll be able to make another round of units and fight. And Dragon's going to be like, where's this money keep coming from? As you can see, he is scouting everywhere on the map to like, why do you still have money? I think he's finally starting to realize it's more of a macro issue than a having bases issue.
Right. Yeah, Radley trying to hold on against the constant stream of Protoss, and you know, it's just right on the verge of defending, but not quite defending just yet. Right as he like starts to another surge of units comes in just like this, and
Yeah.
trying to be broke through now. He does have that 6 o'clock base online at least, but I mean, you just see in the supply, Dragon up 100 supply right now, and I mean, I guess Radley's gonna hold.
Yeah. He definitely holds, but for how long and how well, you know? Like, at this point, yeah, he even knows. It's like, all right. You know what? To me, that almost doesn't feel intentional, but maybe it was. Yeah, Protoss going to come in here and he's going to back out.
Yeah, getting the space dislodged. And are we mined out on that third mineral only base? It's got to be very, very close.
Couple hundred each. Yeah, it's getting close. You know, we got all this to work with. Getting ready to take, was it 9 o'clock? Yeah. Radley trying to take bottom left.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense, right? Trying something, but Dragon's going to be growing into the top left side of the map now as well, and he just has so many bases. And GG going to be called.
GG.
Dragon
well
going to take probably the most stressful 2-0 he's ever had in his life.
You know what? Yeah, probably. All right. That was incredible.
Well, expected results, kind of. Like, the results were expected with Eon and Dragon, but how we got there was something special.
Yeah. All right, we'll do a quick interview with Dragon, and then that's what we got for the day.
Sounds great.
All right, let me kill the prediction here. Oh, no, sorry. We got to wait. 90 seconds because delay. So when we did CSL Pro, we did 90-second delay, and I'm really
Mhm.
bad at remembering delay exists. So it was me and Zun, and like the game would end for us. It's like, okay, run the ads. Well, everyone's missing the end of the game. Like, whoops. Sorry, guys. So I'm trying to get better at that for sure. All right.
Yeah, I feel like something I would forget too.
It's it's definitely something you have to actively think about.
Yeah.
But it looks like Dragon is ready, so I will bring him up into the world of us. And hello, Dragon. All right, Dragon, you there?
Hello? Yep.
Oh, hey, I hear you now. How you doing?
All right. How are you?
Not too bad. How you feeling? That was a grindy series, to say the least.
Uh, kind of embarrassing, to be honest.
Yeah,
Really?
I can see it on your face whenever you're playing. I see like the smirks and everything and the shaking your head and stuff. And I know exactly what you're thinking when I'm watching those moments. So yeah, how does it feel having you looked like you were probably sweating in that first game against Radley. I thought it multiple times that you had lost this game. It's kind of a wild one.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. Redley's kind of a weird player
Yeah.
where, like, I think I can just run him over and then he manages to defend, like, again and again and again.
Hmm.
And he's really good at harassment, but not that good at macro. So somehow I'm, like, ahead still, even though I'm losing, like, 100 probes and bases everywhere.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
pretty much
know.
exactly how I kind of summarize those games too. When I look at it, as it feels like everything was going right for Radley, but yeah, you just had a big macro advantage, and he would do these pushes with like 120, 130 supply when he was up a base, and then you would kind of crush it and take it from there, right? So it allowed you to crawl back in this game.
Hmm.
Did you enjoy all of your shuttles and observers getting blinded with optical flare?
I mean, I thought that was actually pretty effective.
Mhm.
Normally I'm not a big fan of the weird shit that Raleigh does, but I think like that could actually be useful to implement in a normal game. Because it was very annoying, especially because I'm going Reavers and I don't have a lot of space in my robotics to build more observers.
Mhm.
Every observer is blinded, and I can never see when he moves out, and then he's always like on top of a base by the time I see what's going on. It was kind of frustrating to deal with.
Yeah. So of your matches today, you played against Fear, which was a bit of a some PvP action. I don't know if there's much more to say on that one. Um, your games against Eon Zerg did not go your way. What were your thoughts there? PVZ matchup
Well, yeah,
player.
Ian's a really strong player, and I have beaten him in the past, but I don't know, I feel like eventually my luck was going to catch up to me, and he was going to take revenge. But yeah, the games didn't really go my way at all. I kept like losing my initial like probe scout or like the Corsair, and then each time that happens, I have to play it more defensively and like change my build order so that I'm not going to die to anything. Or if I move out, I'm not going to get like surrounded and killed easily, kind of thing. So I played extremely defensively in the first game, which something I think he mentioned as well in his interview. I was listening to that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um, that didn't really go the way I wanted it to, just from the start of the game. And then I forgot the second game. What map was that on?
That was knockout, the kind of lurker contained.
Yeah,
Oh
that was
yeah.
we went for
Okay. Well, I
lurkers.
made one really big mistake that game, where I was scouting with my Corsair, and he sniped my Corsair in his main. That was like the I had two Corsairs, and then he killed both of them.
Yeah.
But I had
Yeah.
scouted a building morphing in his main, and I didn't know what it was, but I saw that it was on the way. I thought it was a Spire, so I made a Dark Archon and cannons, etc. But he wasn't going meters
Yeah.
at all. And against that play that he did, I needed to be like out on the map earlier. Like you can't just sit in your natural like I did, obviously, or else what happened will happen.
Yeah,
Like it's
especially
hell of
on.
impossible to break out. So like I needed to prevent that by having a better build for the situation, which would have been possible if I scouted properly. But unfortunately, I wasn't looking at the Corsair and his main. I was just kind of shift clicking it to the
Mhm.
bases, and then
Yeah.
I thought like he built a second evolution chamber, but I thought it was a spire. So that slowed down my dragoons and the follow up of the observers. It's preventing me from moving out on the map soon enough.
Yeah. So overall, how do you feel about how you did today? Obviously, there were some ups, some downs, some Radley games, or lack of any other way to describing them. How do you feel overall?
Well, I'm relieved that I made it through. I mean, I was expecting to make it through, but it was not the greatest performance by me, I'd say. Like I could definitely play better than that. So I'll take the W. Can't really complain about that too much.
All right. I've got one last question for you. If Ozzy doesn't have anything else,
Sure.
it's the same question as Eon Zerg. It's round of 20, or round of 16, right? We've got Striker, Zero, Julian, and DeWalt. Whose group do you want to be in? Where do you think you want to land and all that?
Uh, Julia, DeWalt, Striker, and Zero. I think I'd go with Zero for sure.
Two people picking Zero in this group. Be interesting.
Um, yeah, I think like personally, I never lose to Zero. Although I know he's like a pretty good player, it seemed like he's weak versus me specifically
Yeah,
for some reason. So definitely, if I uh, if I want to advance, that would be the group to be.
perfect. Well, that's all I got. Ozzy, you got anything?
No, I don't really have anything to add to it. I I can understand Dragon's not super happy with the performance. I can see it, but I know at the end of the day, Dragon's a really strong player, so he got through the day and he can just kind of regroup and come back strong. And I think it's far from over for Dragon for sure. So
Oh yeah, these are some good replays to sit down in Discord with some of the guys and just go over what happened. Sit down. I don't know who you hang out with. But you get like Range, Doodle, G5 if he's still around, Raz. Like, all right,
I hear he
what the heck
argues with
happened
Hawk all
here?
the time.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I hang
I
out
love
with
me some
the
Hawk.
mass guys, but we don't talk strategy that much unless it's Hawk and the Striker and Kudos complaining about Zerg, and then I have to argue with them a bit.
Just tell them to make Storm, and then they're set. All right. Well, thank you very much. That's actually all we've got today in general. So thank you all for watching. Appreciate you all. Check out our sponsor, Razer, guys, in chat, or just check out our website. Help support the cause, guys. Feel free to sub, donate, just help out. Remember, $10 a month, and you do get all the replays that come out of this, and there's a lot of good ones. So make sure you check that out. Ozzy, any other closing remarks?
No, that's pretty much going to do it for me. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. And I think we'll be back next weekend, right?
Yep, next Sunday with Group E. Bonnet, Razui, and Turtle. Art of Turtle. All right.
All right.
Till next time.
Peace.
Peace.